Hello everyone and welcome to another TTS Tutelage. Today we have the Orks versus the Astra. New Orks today, whose rules I am still learning, still not too familiar with, except for I know I hate squig buggies. So you don't see any today. That's why, because I hate them. So joining us today is Sucker, who's going to be commanding the Orks. How you doing, Sucker?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Glad you could be here. Thank you. And then joining us also is Hammer, who will be playing the Astra militarum. How you doing, Hammer?
Hey, good. How are you?
Doing all right. Tired apparently, and annoyed at streaming stuff that I still can't figure out why I'm suddenly having frame rate problems. But we'll figure it out one day. All right. So, as usual, for friends who are joining us today, thank you so much. Hey, big boy, how's it going? Hi, Anathema. Hey, Mimi. Can't wait to see these rolls. I know. Will the curse of Grandalf continue, or will we actually have a normal game? We don't know. We'll see. So for today, thank you again everyone who's joining us. Please make sure that you follow the TTS 40K Discord if you have not, to get some toolless games of your own, or try to find a learning game, or to just play some 40K and learn how to do it. Or just join the community and have a conversation. Also, please make sure to follow the Reddit if you can, where we sometimes have posts answering questions. And if you ever want to see me, I'm at twitch.tv/Grandalf_TS. I've been playing a lot of Grey Knights. Just a crap ton of Grey Knights lately. Haven't streamed this week, unfortunately, due to work being insane. But, you know, that's life, ain't it? So let's see what happens. Hopefully the Basilisk this time around actually kills something, because it didn't all game last time, which was a physical impossibility. So let's hope it does this time, because you'll need that Basilisk in this matchup. All right, so for our normal TTS duels, Sucker and Hammer, the first one that you're going to want to try out is if you have a number pad. If you don't have a number pad, most of everything I'm about to say doesn't work. This is all through the new. There is 2 mods you can use to get all the rules on the models. There is what is called Yellow Scribe, and there's one called Battle Scribe to TTS. Either work, either do the same thing. So what you want to do is hover over one of your models and press numpad 1. And if you hover over one and press numpad 1, it should bring up a list of all the information your data sheet about your unit, your abilities. It may get one thing I don't like about Yellow Scribe is if I think multiple people are opening up a data sheet, it gets annoyed and closes the other person's out. But it loads a lot faster. Yeah, as Miming said, and it's better about vehicle auras. So if you notice, like on the Basilisk, so we're gonna talk a few more of your abilities. If you press 4 and 5, so pressing 4 multiple times, measures the distance around the hull or the base. The vehicles are a bit weird, and it's from any part of the base. For most vehicles, they don't usually have a base themselves, so it's any part of the hull when you measure it. So what's nice about Yellow Scribe, it actually measures out the outside of your hull, which is not for most of your hull. You might have to do a little bit of finagling, but Battle Scribe to TTS doesn't do that. It just starts it from the center, which could be not as good and accurate as a measurement. Another one of the tools, if you hover over, say, one of your multi-wound models, so like your Armored Sentinel, and press numpad 2, it'll reduce the wound count. If you press numpad 3, it'll go back up. And that's just a few of the tools from the Battle Scribe to TTS and Yellow Scribe mods, which are incredible, great mods. And then if you just hover your cursor over your model, you'll also see a quick data sheet. So they'll tell you your movement characteristics, your weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, all the things you normally see on it, and your gun profile. So you don't have to open the whole thing unless you're really looking for a specific rule or specific ability that might be on your data sheet. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and it just functions really well. The last one we're talking about, again, if you hover over one of your big squads, Hammer, if you want to hover over your guardsmen, and Sucker, if you want to hover over one of your Orc squads. I'm gonna have Hammer do his first. Press numpad 1, and when that screen comes up again at the very bottom of the sheet, you'll see different colors. Click one of those colors. It'll highlight the whole squad for you. Super useful. This is one way that Yellow Scribe, however, isn't as good. It has a little bit of weakness compared to Battle Scribe to TTS. So when you have a squad, they need to stay in coherency. Coherency is either 2 inches of 2 models if you're 6 or more models in a unit, or 2 inches of another model if you're only 5 models or less. What Battle Scribe to TTS will do is actually when you bring it out of coherency, this will uncolor for you, so you'll know you're out of coherency. This one just Yellow Scribe doesn't do that. It just keeps them all colored. It's a minor inconvenience, really. It's something you should be, as you're playing 40k in person, not really relying on anyway. Just because, you can't magically create colors on your models in real life. That tell you for coherency or not. But this is nice because in TTS, obviously, you have very samey models. So when you use Yellow Scribe and Battle Scribe, they duplicate all your models based on one choice. So if you notice, all your dudes look the same. So this just helps keep you separating your models for you, so you don't have to worry too much when everything's clumped together and you got 2,000 points on the board, and Orks has like 100 boys on the board, and Astra has like 40 guardsmen. So it just keeps it organized for you. Other tools for TTS. The first one that you're only really going to use, so I'm going to go over these kind of movement tools that you'll have. You're only going to use these when it comes down to deployment, and that's pretty much it, or organizing your army off the board, because these do not count the movement when you do it. But if you grab a whole blob of one of your, say, your guardsmen or your orc boys, and then press 1, 2, 3 on your normal keyboard, like that, it'll just kind of consolidate them differently. Just makes it a super quick, easy way to put them down if you want to do it that way. Gets a little bit of the finagling time out of there. And then if you hold Q while you're not holding them up, it'll spin your guys around. So just a nice little way to, again, reposition guys. When you spin, at least with an infantry model, that does not count as movement, so you don't have to worry about that. Then if you do it while holding left click, though, it actually spins the unit. So again, this is to help you really deploy. But if you notice, while I'm doing it, it's not actually measuring my movement. So that means the guys who are spinning around aren't getting measured, so you're not going to really use this while you're moving models, because otherwise you're basically cheating. So don't do that. Are there any other tools? On the left side, we're just going to check some of your settings. You'll have basically a list of tools on the top left side. Your grab tool is the one that you're going to mostly be on. Draw tool I've seen used a few times for people being like, okay, this is the box of dead things. This is the box of things in Deep Strike. It just helps kind of organize the board for you. The zone tool you'll never use. And the last tool we'll really talk about is the line tool. So click on that and hover all over your line tool real quick. Make sure your settings are in inches, because 40k is all in inches. You want it to be in 2D, not 3D. If you have it in 3D movement, you'll notice as I pick a guy up, it actually measures an inch off the ground. So you don't want to lose the movement because it's just a horizontal movement. You'll have it on auto, so it auto measures for you.
The litany of deployment has been made, brother.
Thank you so much for the follow, Sound Demons. So if what auto does is it automatically connects to a base for you. So if you're trying to measure your distance, it'll measure directly to the base for you, so you don't have to kind of finagle with that. Sometimes you will want to turn auto off if you're trying to switch to free, if you're trying to see if you have line of sight, as like a laser pointer would do. And lastly, you do not need to worry about log. And try not to have it to center. Okay, that is all 500 things that are your TTS tools. But that's pretty much it. That's what you're going to be relying on and using. Before I move on, any questions about those?
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
All right, awesome. And also both of you guys have measure movement on already, which is perfect. I think Yellow Scribe just automatically does that now. Interesting. Okay. The reason why I was bringing that up is because your model. I say that and then it's not happening. Of course.
I turned it on for mine.
Ah, that's why. Okay. These guys. What in the world? Oh, do I not have auto? That's why. You have to have auto on. There we go. Yeah. All right. 40k. Let's talk about the actual game. So let's talk about what your armies do. So Hammer, you have a fairly, I guess, balanced guard list. So today you're being Cadia. You're Cadian. Cadian's basic rule is if you guys don't move, you reroll once to hit in your shooting phase, which is pretty nice. Your Warlord is your company commander. So every army has a Warlord. You get to declare who the Warlord is going to be. Your Warlord gets to have a Warlord trait. And when you have a Warlord, you get a free relic. Now, your company commander is not going to get a Warlord trait because it's actually going to be going on your Basilisk. So I'm going to explain that in a second. However, he does get a relic, which is the Laurels of Command, which basically means you can do 2 commands instead of 1 in your command phase. So he can hit both 2 units and give them orders rather than just 1 unit. Other than that, he's a dude who yells at people. That's as an Astra Imperial Guard player, you have a lot of really normal dudes in a horrifyingly terrible universe where everything else is abnormal and terrifying. So yours is just a normal officer who yells at people and tells them what to do. Then you have 2 squads of guardsmen, pretty cheap units that basically hold objectives for you, do actions, have a little bit of shooting, not the most destructive shooting, but they can kind of do their job. You have 1 sergeant in each. One of your weapons is missing from your sergeant profile. You should have a chainsword and a las pistol. So chainsword just gives you 1 more extra attack in combat. It's just to make them a little bit punchier. Then you have 2 armored sentinels, which are just kind of walkers. They have 1 multi-laser. They'll tank a little bit for you, as well as move pretty quickly with the board to try to nab objectives or just block the horde of orcs that are coming your way. Then you have a single heavy weapons team. That heavy weapons team has heavy bolters. So heavy bolters, pretty good gun. They're damage 2. They're 3 shots each. If important to note about heavy though is if you move, you suffer a penalty to your hit roll. So you go from a ballistic skill 4 to 5 when you shoot. But sometimes you need to move just to get that positioning. Yeah, that's pretty much the unit. And then you have some Bolgrin. Bolgrin have a bonehead and 2 normal Bolgrin. You got slab shields on them today. Yesterday I tried to do the last time I ran guard, I tried to do the other shield. Not as good as the slab shield, I found out. So slab shield, what you don't see on your profile, basically gives them +2 to their save roll. So your save is what you would roll to see if you take any damage. So they go from a 4 up to a 2 up, which is pretty much the best save you can get. So they're pretty tanky boys. They can do a little bit of damage in combat. They're also going to be some muscle for you just to kind of block and protect your guys. Then you have a Basilisk. This Basilisk last time did not do its job, so I'm hoping it does. Basilisks are no line of sight weapons. So they're basically giant mortars. They have one of my favorite profiles of all time, because if you look at the distance of his gun, it's 240 inches. I don't know why. Apparently it used to be like several miles in like 5th edition. But you have a 240 inch gun that doesn't require a line of sight. It heavy D6 means it's a random amount of shots. It's strength 9, AP3, D3 damage. D3 damage would mean you roll D3 to see how much damage the weapon would do after saves are done. There's one big thing about, and again, where I put your Warlord trait. Your Warlord trait's on the Basilisk to give it full payload. So instead of having to roll for the damage, it's just always 3 damage. So it's a really, really powerful gun. Originally, I thought it was too strong in the list. But last time it didn't go that way. So we'll see if it goes a little bit better this time. Yeah, that's pretty much the Astra. Any questions about what you do?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. Hold on 1 second. My headset just died. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sorry. Any questions about what your army does?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay, cool. in terms of like every core rule codex has stratagems. We're not going to be focusing on the stratagems per book right now because some stratagems are just way stronger than others in the codex. Like since you guys are no players of the edition, Astra is still using a codex from 8th edition. So some of their stratagems, one of them comes to mind, are just way busted. And some of their stratagems are just flat out terrible. Whereas pretty much all the Ork Codex and 9th edition codex that just came out, all the stratagems in the Ork Codex are pretty fine-tuned, either just on average stronger, so he's getting more bang for his buck out of his stratagems. The one that I'm thinking of is called Vengeance for Cadia, which you'll probably use a ton of until the Astra book comes out. Vengeance for Cadia, what it basically does is you get to reroll all hits and all wound rolls for a vehicle, so your Basilisk would just be firing all its shots on full rerolls, and it just can absolutely murk a unit instantly. So you'll probably be using that a lot when you end up using Guard.
Okay.
For today, we're just going to focus on the Codex stratagems, just to keep it fair and balanced. The other difference between 8th and 9th edition Codex is 9th edition Codex have special secondaries that they get, whereas 8th edition didn't have secondaries. It just wasn't a thing. So if Orks took their like special secondary, they'd also be at an advantage. So we're trying to avoid that. Orks. You are playing today, Sucker. You're playing, and this should be a war boss, but it's megging up because the model wasn't working for him. You're playing Bloody Axes. So Bloody Axes thing is if you're outside 18 inches, you get treated as if you're in light cover. Light cover gives you +1 to your save, which is pretty nice on Orks. If you notice on most of your guys, it's either a 4 or 5 up save. So having that plus, or a 6 up. So having that +1 to your save can make a big difference between not having a save at all, or at least having a 5 or 6 up save against normal weapons. The War Boss is your Warlord. He is actually taking his own Warlord trait and his relic. He's a beefy boy with the crush and armor, so he actually has a 2 up save, but gets an additional +1. Now, 1s always fail on the save roll. However, if it's an AP1 weapon, you're still on a 2 up save, basically, which is really, really nice. The other thing that does is, I actually have to double check. Gives you an invulnerable save, so invulnerable saves can't be changed. A 4 up is always a 4 up. So, can't change that. And also, when you charge something, you're just in like big beefy armor, so you do what's called
Forward to victory.
Oh, sorry, scared me. Thank you for following every plant. So basically, you do what are called mortal wounds, or which are unsavable, unless you ignore damage. When you have a chance to do mortal wounds when you charge something, so you just crash into things, which is kind of cool. You have Might is Right as your Warlord trait, which basically you get +1 strength and +1 to attack. So your weapon actually ends up being strength 10, AP 3/2 damage, and you get 6 attacks with him, which is pretty scary. Once you're in combat, you can beat pretty much anything up, which is nice. Also on the new mech war boss in oh goodness, Mega Armor has a little grot on the top who's firing his guns for him, which actually just makes you have a better ballistic skill, which is kind of funny. Yeah, so that is pretty much your war boss. He's got a lot of rules. He also is the one who's going to do your WOG for you. So your special rules are Daka Daka, which is a special gun profile that only Orks get. So if you're outside half-inch range, you use the second profile, so the 3 shots. If you're within half range, you use the 5 shots. So you just shoot more the closer you get. You have Eerie Go, which means your whole army can just reroll charge rolls. Nice. Anything else? Being around him, everyone gets +1 to hit for melee. So you kind of want to be up close and punching things. And and your WOG. So the WOG. So you can declare WOG at any time. and I have to look back up what that means. So, you can declare a WOG, and basically there's 2 stages. In the turn that you declare a WOG, you get to advance and charge, which is something you normally don't have. So your guys can just advance forward and charge, so you're a little bit faster. And you get to add 1 to the attack characteristics of orc models. So your boys go from 2 attacks each, and I think actually with the Choppas they get +1 attack. Gotta double check that. Yes. So they actually go from 3 attacks each to 4 attacks each. So they start having this 10 guys, if they all make it in, are 40 attacks. I think more than that too, because the boss nub has like an extra attack and he has a big Choppa. So you just do a lot of attacks when you're in the WOG. And then the stage 2 is after the WOG turn, you still get the +1 to attack. So yeah, you get a lot of attacks. There's a lot of different rules for orcs too that I'm not going to cover now, but as we get to it, they'll make more sense. Okay.
Well, I got a quick question for you too, real quick, before we go in more for it. So I'm noticing on the boss knob for the orc boys, he's got a Choppa and a big Choppa.
Yes.
Do I get to use both of those when I'm attacking?
So you would have to select the profile of which one you use.
Okay.
But you could have like an extra attack, because the Choppa gives you 1 extra attack. You could make an extra attack with the Choppa and use all the other attacks with the big Choppa if you want to.
Neato. And then the other question was, I know in the previous editions, Doc was if you rolled a 6, you get another shot. Is that still apply in the 9th edition?
No, they removed that with the 9th Codex.
Okay, cool. So the whole thing is just the weapon, and you already explained that. Cool,
yeah,
thank you.
Exactly. Yeah, they basically I guess the averages ended up being about the same with how many shots they give you. So that's I guess why they did it that way. Less having to bookkeep dice rolling. So yeah, one group of boys who are meant for punching things, one group of boys that are meant for shooting things. Then you have, which is pretty much all they got going on. Then you have some boss knobs on bikes, some faster dudes who are a little bit tougher, just in the wound count. Also a little bit punchier because they're on their bikes and they have better strength. And they also have some Daka fire on their guns. They actually have 2 Daka guns, I believe, on those war bikes. So they actually get about 10 shots when they're in close by. Actually, quite a lot of shots. Then you have 3 Mega Knobs. The Mega Knobs are tough boys, 2 of save. They're toughness 5, so your whole army now is actually toughness 5, which is terrifying. Very, very hard to chew through. Have a custom shooter and a power claw, which is just a very strong weapon. It gets double your strength, so you go to strength 10 with those, AP 3/2 damage. The only thing about using a power claw is you'll be at -1 to hit with them, so you'll be hitting on 4s most of the time instead of 3s, unless of course you buy your war boss where you get +1 to hit, which would just ignore the penalty. It's quite nice. Quite nice little army. Orcs are terrifying now, so be interesting to see how this goes. I hope I made them balance. We'll see. All right, that's pretty much 2 armies. Let's talk mission. So, Tucker, you said you've played some games, so you kind of know how the mission set works, or have you just been playing I'm gonna kill the other opponent type of games?
Done a little bit of missions.
Okay, cool. So for Hammer, basically the way the missions work is pretty much all of 9th edition is the same. I'm actually going to do the Grand Tournament 21 just so we can use the updated secondaries. Pretty much depending on what the mission is, it tells you how many times you need to hold a primary objective. If you look at the map, the primary objectives are just the little objective markers, the skulls. If you hold 1, you get 5 points. That's usually what it is. If you hold 2, you get 10 points. If you hold more than your opponent, you get an additional 5 points. So the max you can score in primaries at turns 15 points.
Okay.
Secondaries are just another objective to try to achieve when you're playing the game. So there's a bunch of different secondaries. But you can only choose from 1 from each section. So if we look at, so I sent you guys GT hack rules. If you scroll down to secondary objectives, you'll notice there's battlefield supremacy, there's no mercy, no respite, and basically those are the categories, and you can only have 1 from each category. this is kind of a weird matchup. I would just generally say both you guys getting Slay the Warlord would probably make sense because you can't really kill enough. Oh wait, actually, you know what? They don't have Slay the. They could just assassinate. Oh, I'm zooming in and out. That's silly. So actions, basically, if you're gonna perform an action with a unit, it takes up all the rest of their ability to do anything for that turn. So for both your armies, they actually got the model counts to do that. So something like banners is really good. What banners is basically you say a unit's going to do banners, you plant a banner on an objective, and then at the beginning of each of your command phases, which is the start of your turn, you get a point for each banner that you put down. Your opponent can take the banner off if they take the objective from you, but they have to take the objective from you. So if you look at this map where we have these two like objectives that are way in the back here, if you put banners on those are just going to take you objectives all game unless your opponent can manage to get through to your back line. So probably not a bad one in the 500-point game. And then I thought that where's Assassinate?
Yeah, I got a quick question for you as well about the objective markers. I've seen some rules where if you have your units in the objective at the end of the turn, you capture it. But then if you leave the objective, it's still yours until the opponent steals it from you. Does that apply to this game as well?
No, there's one specific mission that does that, which is actually kind of a unique one. It's a pretty cool rule for that one mission. But that is the only mission that does do that. The other ones do require you to sit on it.
Not advantageous for choppy boys, but
not advantageous for choppy boys. But choppy boys' goal is kind of to take the objective from your opponent anyway. They're not wanting to sit there. They want to get forward and smack people off objectives. That's kind of
for sure. That's why I was asking. Thank you for clarifying.
So just to give you guys some recommendations, I would probably go banners for both of you guys. And make that your first secondary choice.
Feel the might of the righteous!
That way, too, you can kind of see what actions are like. I'm not sure. So if you come back up to the top here, this is our scoreboard we'll use. So red is usually on the left, blue is usually on the right. And then if you click through this, it actually shows all the secondaries. So you just want to click on over to banners. And what's really nice about this scoreboard is actually if you hover over it, it tells you exactly how to get the secondary, what you need to do. It pretty much has almost directly the text from the GT. It's just missing like one or two things. Thank you so much for following Blueberry Blue Dogs. Grind them down. This one may not be good. So someone's saying maybe we should do grind them down. I don't know if grind them down's good for this one for either opponent because both you guys have.
Yeah, we're kind of equal.
Yeah, you have kind of equal amount of units, and the orcs have the potential to shoot you guys off very quickly. The guardsmen have a point ability to kind of put out the fire to wipe out an orc boy squad pretty quickly too, so it might end up being about the same. The mission, the movement ones tend to be the most popular. Usually engage, because engage requires you to be in at least 3 objective quarters to start scoring. But basically to be playing the game, you'd have to be in 3 objective quarters, right? Because you'd have to have 1 here, 1 here, and 1 trying to take the opponent's objective. So either way you'd be doing that. Behind enemy lines, I've never seen anyone take ever. That gives you an indication of how easy that is to score. Stranglehold is very popular. This would not be a good mission for Stranglehold because you have to hold 3 objectives and then more than your opponent. If you hold 3 objectives in this mission, you probably won already. I would probably say, just to make it simple, to go with Assassination. You each only have 1 character, but that would score you 4 points if you manage to kill the other one's character.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
However, both, I would say between the two, you want to decide between Engage and the character killer. Engage is both doable for both your armies, especially the orcs. You got the speed there, you got your bikes, you're going to be trying to rush up the board with your choppers anyway. But on the other hand, the guard have the armored sentinels, who are also 8-inch move is not slow. They can move decently fast. They're pretty hard to get rid of. Well, they're decently hard to get rid of. So both of you guys can score engage. What's important to note, engage, it's the end of your turn, not battle round. So turn, the difference between turn and battle round is each player gets an individual turn in the battle round. So it's a 40k is a you go I go type of game. So you're going to do all your movement, and then he's going to do all your shooting and all your attacks and all your charges in your turn, and then your opponent gets to do all their actions, all their phases. So engage is nice because you don't have to have the unit survive the battle round. You just need to get it there by the end of turn. So both of those work, however you want to do it.
I'm cool with the assassination character killer.
You're getting over assassination? Okay.
I'll try engage on all fronts, just mix it up a little, see how that goes.
Yeah, why not? It may end up being what wins you the game. Because you each only have one character, so either gonna go roll for you or you score exactly the same. Because it's 2 points for 3/4, 4 points. Is it 2 points now? I think it's 2 points for 3/4.
Yeah, 2 for 3 or 3 for all.
Yeah, 3 for all. Yeah, they've changed it recently, so I always forget. All right, cool. So after you decide secondaries, what you would then do is talk about how you're going to deploy.
Okay, sorry, real quick with the quarters, is there a way to display that?
When we click start game, yes.
Okay.
What's really nice about Tabletop Simulator is there's someone made a button that shows you all the quarters and one of the specific secondaries in the game. The other thing just to keep in mind is you want to get used to kind of measuring it out yourself, which on the smaller board, these are about 40 by, is it 44 by 22? It's something weird like that. So you just know if you're like 20 inches, then if you're 20 inches over, then you're pretty much good. 44 by 30, there you go. Yeah, other important thing to note about engage is you can't be within 6 inches of the center for a unit to count for it. All right, so what you would do next is roll off to see who goes first. So let's see. I'm just gonna move the armies over. So in a roll off for deployment, oh, sorry, I haven't talked about your dice tray. Here's the dice tray. Some people think it's cursed. I kind of agree. I don't know if it's just because it's the psychological impact of easily seeing your rolls, or because it's actually cursed. But when you use the dice roller, if you press one of these buttons here, it generates that amount of dice. If you pick the color, it'll generate that amount of dice. You can clear the mat just by right-clicking this button. You can, when you roll, you're gonna just pick things up, drop it in the box. When you drop it in the box, you can, after it's rolled for you, it tells you actually your spread, which is really, really nice, easy to see. If you do use the white ones, left-clicking just selects the row, right-clicking selects everything before the row. If you use the red button, left-clicking deletes the dice, right-clicking deletes all the previous rows. So just kind of a way to speed up dice rolling. It's really, really nice. So I would recommend when you guys get a red dice, when you get a blue dice. Bikes are not vehicles, no. There's not enough vehicles here to really justify bringing down. Alright, so Sucker, you won. So you would get to decide if you want to deploy first and what side of the table you want, or if you want to deploy second and let your opponent decide what table side of the board they want for deployment.
I would like to deploy second.
Now, pretty much on TTS, you're almost always going to say I'm going to deploy second because most of the boards are made to be exactly asymmetrical. So there's almost no reason for you to want to deploy first. Unless you have something that's like a redeployment and then you can just mind games your opponent. But yes, that makes sense. So he's going to deploy second. So that means, Hammer, you're going to have the first unit to deploy. When you think about deployment, you want to think about terrain and where your units can go. So actually, where you're going to put those guys is a really good choice. Just have them right behind there. So we're going to talk about a few of the rules while you guys are deploying for terrain. First big one's obscuring. Obscuring's a really new 9th edition rule, but basically it makes, if you're not touching a terrain, the entire piece of terrain's line of sight blocking. So even though this thing has windows in it, you could not shoot through the windows to hit your units. You would have to be in the terrain for him to shoot your units. Or look around the sides of the terrain. Obscuring also makes like an infinitely high wall until you're touching the terrain. Once you're touching terrain, the wall kind of disappears. That only really matters if you're touching the terrain with like a giant vehicle that could be seen over these walls. Light cover gives you +1 to your save. Dense cover, which is on these woods, is -1 to hit if you're shooting across it. So if you're shooting across, you suffer a penalty for your hit rolls to shoot across it. Then you have difficult ground on the woods. So this might determine where you want to put some stuff. Difficult ground gives you -2 inches to your movement. Makes it a little bit harder. Where you see breachable and where you see scalable, that only applies to infantry. Breachable means infantry could literally just walk through the wall, so they don't have to worry about walking around it, but a vehicle or bike would have to walk around it. Scalable means infantry can climb to the top. So vehicles, unless they have fly, should never be on the second floor of a ruin.
These bases so they're not touching.
Yeah, bases can touch. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, okay.
They just can't be on top of each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
They could touch. Alright.
Alright, well, I guess we're not gonna answer some questions. You seem to be doing good with the deployment. One last thing to think about is character protection. So there is a rule called Lookout Sir, which basically means if your character is hiding next to a unit of 3 or more models, they can't be shot at, or if they're next to a vehicle or a monster over 10 wounds, they can't be shot. Oh, sorry, no, if they're next to a vehicle or monster that's not a character, they can't be shot at. That only applies for characters that are 9 wounds or under. Alright, so every time you're done with deployment, so there's no real chess moves. It's not when you lift your hands off the models, it's when you say I'm done deploying, then your opponent deploys. Alright, answer some of these questions. Yeah, bikes armed vehicles end up being about the same amount of points because they would have to kill the Basilisk. Probably not worth it because the Basilisk could just hide behind a piece of terrain all game and shoot, which means he has to kind of get there.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, 240 is 20, which sounds so much more ridiculous. Yes, it is. It used to be some insane number where you could like call a different GW store and be like, we're gonna fire a Basilisk at your location. It's a really funny story here about. Like, yeah, I just call up another store and be like, we're gonna shoot a Basilisk at your table. Here's the dice rolls.
These.
Memeing, if you're in the chat, can you ask Malice what if they change anything about the overlay? I'm like getting massive frame drops I didn't get before. I don't know why.
Alright.
Man, I don't have to do anything in this game. I'm okay with that. So for your Bulgrin, they would have to go, so for like these boxes, they would have to climb over. When you climb over something or go up something, you do have to start measuring vertical movement. So you generally want them to be somewhere that's not going to require them that. They're kind of a slower unit. They're tanky, but they're slower, so you want them kind of doing the business for you.
Okay, yeah, I think I messed this up a little, but that's okay. Right
Maybe
there,
a little bit, because your guardsmen in front of them are probably gonna.
Yeah, I should have put the Bulgrin in front.
Oh, they're probably just gonna pop up on objective anyway, so that should be all right. And when you move models, move a unit, you don't have to move the whole unit all at the same time. You can move by individual models. So if you need to get some of them out of the way, like you can move like this section could move forward. I'm just going to use this example. Like, they could go forward, and then you could have these guys move over and then forward, so they can make room for the Bulgrin. So you haven't made that brutal of a mistake. You're fine there.
So the difference between light cover and dense cover, What
So,
is the
light cover is the +1 to your save roll. Dense cover is what gives you that -1 to hit if you're shooting across it. If you're shooting out of it, so if you get like your heavy bolters in here, then they wouldn't suffer the dense cover when they're shooting because they're in the woods. It's only if you have to shoot across it or into a unit that's in dense. So like if you guys were firing at each other across here, then you'd be on the -1 to hit because one would be firing at dense, one would be firing at dense. But if you were like right out here shooting at each other, you'd be fine.
Okay.
Are Tutelage solutions paid? No. It's totally free. If you'd like to pay me though, I'll take that. Or / support the stream, not pay me. I'd say that, Malice.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put him here.
I don't think Malice is in the chat today.
Okay.
Yeah, pay me in stonks. I'm
I
okay
can't
with
put
that.
him in here, can I?
GME, please. Or AMC. Either of those. I'll take those stonks.
Yep. Alright.
I wonder if there's an update to TTS Simulator that's giving me problems. I mean, it could have been something on my hard drive just crashed.
And that's all my models, so feel free to just deploy the rest of your army.
Okay. Cool. So with this Basilisk,
Now he basically has infinite range, so there's no reason not just put it right here.
yeah, hide him.
Yeah. You could put him like against the hill and just make it almost impossible for you to charge, and he can't really see you. So yeah, like right there is perfect.
Okay. I was wondering if the gun was pointed out over the hill, if that counted for line of sight.
It can, yes. So line of sight, it's true line of sight in 40k. So if you can see any part of a model, which is still something people hate, but it's just ended arguments, or most arguments, then any part of the model can shoot. So yeah, your Basilisk could be facing ass backwards and shooting around the world, and that would count.
Okay. Alright, I think I'm good.
Oh, where you at, Malix?
Alrighty.
Alright, cool. So next thing is a roll-off to see who goes first. So now there was an FAQ basically maybe 6 months ago, but basically whoever wins has to go first. Okay.
Oh.
So if you tie, you just reroll. Alright, so Red goes first.
Alright, so I go first.
Which may or may not be an advantage. It actually may be to your advantage
I
that
know.
he's going first.
I was really happy when I got that one.
Yeah. It feels easier, especially when you're starting to go second, because you're just a little bit less you have to worry less about making the plays, basically. Alright, so if you come up here, if it's set to ready to go first, you just click start game. And then that's where that table quarters button is. If you just click it, it'll make the lines for you. This one, area denial, shows you the 6-inch bubble in the center, and then the 9-inch bubble. So area denial is an old objective. So what's nice here is that it gives you the command point you would get. So you guys are both starting on 3, so that puts Orks at 4. And then in your command phase, you get an extra command point. When you build armies, that's how you figure out how many command points you get based on what type of game you're playing. So a 2,000 point game is at 12 command points starting, and then as you pay for detachments and list building, you take away command points basically. And then you use command points for stratagem. So the ones we're going to use today are out of the core rulebook. There's a reroll, which you can use for pretty much any dice rolls besides like a few that if they come up, I'll let you know. There's an auto pass morale for 2 CP, so basically if you lose the law of your unit, you don't have to worry about taking leadership because you're on an objective. Then you can just say, I'm going to pay 2 CP to auto pass. It's a once per game ability to do that. There's a 2 CP interrupt. So let's say multiple things are in combat and you wanted to interrupt with one of your units before they got smacked. You would pay the 2 CP, they would get to fight, and you get to smack something before you get smacked. Those are the big ones we'll focus on. There's a few others like Overwatch that might come up this game, but you don't see it as often anymore.
Okay, cool. So then I can click that button and move into the movement phase, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can just go right then, and You honestly don't have to do it. Most people just like it for the command point, or just keeping track of whose turn it is.
Mm-hmm. And then quick question for that secondary objective, raise the banner high. I can still move a unit and then use that action?
Absolutely, yes.
Right?
The only thing,
okay, cool.
You can't advance, but you can move. So you can't do an advance roll, but you can just move and then pop it on the objective and get the action done, yeah.
And then all I need to worry about is having at least one model in my unit within 3 inches of the objective in order to use that action.
Absolutely, and it's only it's 3 inches of the edge too. It's really important to know. If you click 2 on the objective markers, they're actually set up to show you the area of control, and you don't need to have a whole model in. It could just be on the edge of that barrier, and you got the objective basically. And then. What was I going to say? Just keep in mind the only thing that can... Oh, thank you, honey. I just got brought tea. That's very nice of you. The only thing that, keep in mind is that banner can only be done by infantry. However, you can do multiple banners a turn. So you could just put up 2 banners in one turn. So basically, both of you guys should have banners up by the end of this phase. So you both have 2 banners up, and then your goal is going to be take your opponent off the other banners.
In the banners, you do that in the command phase or the shooting?
Actions are done in the movement phase.
Okay.
There are some exceptions though. Like some of the book specific secondaries actually have different timings. Oh yes, 40k, very expensive. I just bought up the rest of what I need for Grandalf off of eBay because I'm not a huge fan of supporting the Games Workshop with the way they're doing their rules right now, so I'm secondhand buying everything. Kill Team can absolutely be played through TTS. There is actually in the Battleforge pack. There's a whole repository for it. So they have, although I don't think it's been updated.
So, like for example, I just moved this red orc boys, and some of these guys on the right are touching those ruins. Mm-hmm. So that would mean that they're on the objective. I can see through that window with the entire unit, or just those models.
So it is by model basis, and it's still true line of sight. So you notice when you look down that there's these giant walls. So they couldn't see through the closed wall section. It would just be the window. But the guys who can see the window at the other unit could shoot at this unit if they're within range.
Yeah, and it would just be the 2, to clarify, it's just the 2 on the right side. I mean, I could move them around if I wanted to be, but just want to be super specific while I have the opportunity to learn. So because they're touching it, yes, they're in it, but the other models are not because they're not touching it.
So yes, however, when a unit shoots, as long as they can see one model and they can shoot at that model, it applies to the whole unit. So
they, okay, good to know. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's a give or take with that. So it may actually just be better not to be on it for this turn.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking for sure. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. That said, he also has a no line of sight gun, so it really just depends on how you want to handle that.
And then just to clarify for everyone watching, there's a reason the Meganob's in the back here, and there's a squad of Meganobs, is because I can't see the War Boss model, so it's off to the side so I can see the profile, but the Meganob that's not colored is going to be acting as the War Boss.
Yeah, you're good. The TTS, the kill team did just get updated, but I know nothing about the new kill team. I just see symbols and I get very confused.
All right, cool. There's the movement phase. Not gonna be advancing anything this turn. No psychic on my side.
Meaning I have the 2,000 point army.
All right.
I just never paint my army, so it's just a different problem. Yeah, so shooting phase. So way shooting phase works for these guys. So are both your orc boys doing their banners? Or
yeah, I'll have both sets of orc boys will be raising banners.
I always just use the defensible token because it looks like a banner. So you can just mark it like that. Make it very easy. And then, so those 2 squads are going to do anything anyway, so it's really, you're probably not going to be doing much this turn, except for maybe a little bit of pot shots.
Yeah, I'll be shooting the knobs on war bikes over at the armored Sentinel.
Sure. So, we'll go through a quick way of how shooting works. So, when you shoot, you just see what can see, which from that range, I think everyone can see. It's just if your guns are in range, which they probably should be, they're 18-inch guns.
Yeah, so I use that 3 shots each.
Yeah, so you would use
Ballistic skill 5 up.
3 shots each with the ballistic skill 5 up. You don't have to suffer the penalty for the dents because you're in it. So you're looking for rolls of 5s. So you got a shot. But then he is toughness 6. So and your strength is, what is it?
5. So I think it's 3 ups.
Yes. Oh, sorry. No, 5 ups because you're less than his strengthness.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, other way. My bad.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, I'll take it. I got that 1.
So it's 1 wound. There's no AP on this though, which means your armor stays the same, which would put your armor sentinel on the 3-up save because armored sentinels have a 3-up base save.
Let's go.
Okay, it takes a wound. It's just 1 damage, so he just goes down 1 wound.
Alright, so that was 2. Yeah.
Yeah, and then nothing else is in range, so that would be it for shooting.
Yeah, that's probably pretty much the turn.
Nothing's in charge range, so that's pass.
Exactly, so you have to be within 12 inches for the charge range. So yeah, so that just becomes Astra's turn.
Cool.
So you're probably going to do fairly similar with moving in such a way that you can get banners up, starting to position yourself to kind of get some guns. You can do a little bit more shooting than he did because you have the Basilisk, and you might be able to get some shots with your heavy weapons team.
Okay, so as far as the for the voice of command, I declare that during the
shooting
command phase. Shooting phase.
Yes.
Okay.
So far, you don't have anything in your command phase. Yes, and orcs only have, I think, declaring the wog. I think that's the only thing they do in their command phase, if they go on the wog or not. Triangle is T, is 1 inch. Circle is 2 inch. Square is 3 inch. And pentagon is 6 inch. I don't understand. Oh, is it based? No, I was gonna say, is it based on how many points there are? But there's no points. Nope, there's no points in the circle. Never mind. So you probably want your guardsmen to be bannering.
Yes, so I was gonna banner there, and then probably banner here.
Yeah, you just have to decide which is gonna do it, because actually your heavy weapons team are infantry, so they could do it, but they're probably the squad you want to shoot.
Yes, so can I move through over the bases of these guardsmen? Or do I have to go around?
You would have to go around. A fly can let you ignore models, but you'd have to have fly to do it.
Okay. So let's see, maybe I can.
So he basically wants to be in combat with you.
Yeah, and I want to keep distance.
Yeah, you want to keep distance. So you probably don't want to move these guys much. Just kind of screen your heavy weapons team. Kind of put like a wall here. So just kind of move your guys around this wall. While these guys, they should get some shots on these boys because you've got a 36-inch range on those heavy weapons. You'll be at a -1 to hit because of the dents. But you get to reroll 1s because you're Cadia when you don't move. So it might just be worth kind of maybe moving one guy over so he can see. Which actually he might be able to anyway. Yeah, he should be able to anyway. So you really don't need to move. Kind of sit there with that squad, sit there with the Basilisk. You're kind of going to be what guard do best, which is sit and shoot things. You're, well, protecting your kind of priority units. You may want to push kind of on this side with this section. Just be aware your commands can only hit your infantry. So actually, probably should have told you that. Your company commander probably wants to be over here more than over here.
Actually, I probably should have put these on the other side so I could charge that objective.
May not be a bad idea to have them there as a counter charge threat because you know those bikes are going to get to you pretty quick. They'll have to think about if he wants to get near the Bulgrin.
6.
Sorry, I'm answering chat. You go right ahead. Most of the movement is in inches. Most measurements are inches, like auras and stuff, but the bases are millimeters and stuff, which is weird.
His aura is it's a 6-inch.
For the voices, yes, but commands, as far as I'm aware, you can advance to do them if you would like. So if you want to give him an advance roll, get closer, keep him safer, you can do that.
I probably will. Dice. Let's give him an advance of 1.
All right, cool. So if you want to reroll that, you can.
I don't know that it's worth CP right now.
Probably not.
Keep that in reserve.
I don't know if commands require you to have line. Check. Oh, you don't score primaries on your first turn. Forgot to say that. Sorry. So primaries aren't scored until your second turn.
Okay, and let's think what to do with him. So this is a -2 or -1 for the
-2 when it has
forest.
dense cover there. When it has the forest cover. The gun on those guys aren't terrible against orcs. I tried to make it so you could do some damage before they got to you.
Okay.
Because they're only toughness. The big thing now is that orcs are toughness 5. They used to be toughness 4 or 3, I think. So it's harder to wound them now by quite a large margin.
Okay. But I did that. Their command. Oh, I need to raise the manners over here with these guardsmen.
I don't know if it was that they didn't want to alienate them, or they thought it was easier to measure in inches. I really don't understand.
Little banner token go. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I got you. I'll just drag it over there.
If you want to copy anything, you can just Control C.
Okay.
I wonder if I could change it.
Alright, that's it for movement.
If you ever want to change the color or something, you go to color tint and you can just change the color.
Psychic, don't have shooting. So this guy has a 36.
So it's a heavy 3 laser, which just means heavy doesn't really matter so much for vehicles unless they get into combat. A big change in 9th edition is you can shoot into combat now with vehicles. So heavy 3 just means that it's a heavy weapon and you get 3 shots with it. So you get 3 shots with your Sentinel. It's a 36-inch range, so you're definitely in range. Because you can see one of his models that are not indents, you just shoot at the model that's not indent, so you don't suffer the penalty.
Okay. So
and then to clarify, that would still affect the other models because they're part of the unit.
Correct.
So it would have been more advantageous to put all the models touching the woods to keep them safe, per se.
Correct.
Okay, cool. So you learn.
That said, it may do some damage, may not, because you are tough boys. And he's only hitting on 4s anyway.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot into the war bikes.
Yeah, so your BS is your ballistic skill, so that's what you fire on. So you need 4s to hit. Alright, so you get 1 hit, but he didn't move. So you reroll that 1.
Oh yeah, that's right, Acadia.
Okay. You need a 3 to wound though, because you are strength 6 and he's only toughness 5. I say only. Okay, well, yeah, more of a shot. Probably not worth the reroll, it's only 1 damage.
No.
So I would probably fire this team first, try to shoot the orcs. See what damage you can do.
Yeah, no, for the voice of command.
Yes, you would declare that at the beginning. So you can do, really here, bring it down. It's going to be the best thing you can do anyway, which is just reroll 1s to wound.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'll probably do reroll 1s for just heavy weapons.
Yeah. You will be at -1 to hit because of the dense cover in front of you. But they're 3 shots each because there's 3 guys, so you got 3 shots each. So that's going to put you on 9 shots. The only thing you can really hit is this red squad, so you'll have 9 shots into the red squad.
Okay, and I'm using the heavy bolter.
Well, I guess you could shoot the Meganobs. That's up to you, though. Meganobs would be saving on the 3, however.
Yeah.
Which is not actually be the 2 because he's bloody axes, so he would get +1 to a save anyway because he's outside 12. 18. So yeah, your best bet's probably shooting into the orc boys because you have a better chance of wounding and better chance of killing.
So it's, let's see, 9, 5, right.
Yep, so you get 9 dice.
Right, and I am hitting on...
You get 1 extra.
WS. 4.
Let's go 4, but you're shooting into dense, so it'll be a 5 up now.
5.
But you are rerolling 1s because you didn't move any of these guys in.
You got 10 dice there. You grabbed the one that was off the mat real quick.
Yeah, I did.
There you go.
Alright, there we go.
It happens. Alright, 2 hits. But it's 3's the wound because these are strength 5. No, sorry, 4's the wound because they're toughness 5.
And these are
strength 5 versus toughness 5.
strength 5, toughness 5. Okay.
But because it's equal, it's 4's the wound.
The 4s.
And you're rerolling ones. Okay.
Not your lucky day there.
Not the
No,
luckiest one.
not at all.
But and that's what I said. I think that dice roll is cursed. I've seen so many ones of the ones. It's so ridiculous. However, it's AP 1, but you get +1 to your save, so you still get a 6 up. Otherwise, you would have no save. So you lose a boy.
Okay.
Which is
Now,
just enough that you still could fail. Oh no, you can't fail just yet. You would need to lose 2 boys. This will fail leadership. Alright, you have your Basilisk. So your Basilisk can shoot pretty much anything on the board. It's a really good gun. Its strength is 9. It's AP 3. It's 3 flat damage because you have full payload. It's just really a matter of what you want to try to take out first. You could shoot at a boy unit because what the Earthshaker cannon has is called Blast. What Blast does is when you generate your amount of shots, you always have a minimum of 3. So even if you rolled a 1 or a 2, you would still get 3 shots. Just kind of makes that explosion factor there. So you could try to shoot at one of the boy units, because Blast only works if they have 6 or more models in a unit. Or you'd say, I'm still too worried about like the bikes or the Mega Knobs, so maybe I want to try to take some of those out before they get to me, type of thing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Mega Knobs just because they're gonna be real powerful.
Yeah.
They move up.
So
So I roll a
D6 to see how many shots.
D6. Or what was that special? That was for
Full payloads for your damage. So instead of damage, D3, it's just flat 3.
So D6. See if I can get lucky now. Nope.
Okay, so this is where you probably want to use your CP reroll because you can.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, reroll the amount of shots you get.
I love the box. It's doing great for me.
Okay, well, that's 100% increase.
Yeah. So I get 2
shots.
shots.
Yeah. So I insulted it earlier. So you get 1 hit because its ballistic skill is 4.
4, so.
And you need a 3 to wound because its toughness is 5. So you get 1 wound. This is AP 3. Now you have a 2 up save, but because you are Red Skulls, you get treated as if you're not Red Skulls, Bloody Hand Axes. You get +1 to your save because you're treated as light cover because you're outside 18 inches. So it's as if you were entering. So instead of having a 5 up save, you have a 4 up save.
Here we go.
Okay. So this is where you might want to think about a reroll. Because,
yeah, I was just going to say, I think I'm going to use a reroll here.
Because if you don't, you just have a dead knob, which is pretty big. Are you still
Dang nabbit.
Okay, well, you
Dead
know.
knob.
All right. The curse continues.
Flap.
Alrighty. Yeah, and then that would be pretty much your turn. You definitely don't want to charge him because that just gives would be a bad time.
Be terrible.
You didn't fire this one at Sentinel. Yeah, we missed that one guy. So you can fire at. You pretty much have reins on the bikes or the boys. You might as well try to go for the boys.
Yeah.
Try to take them off an objective.
So that is heavy D3.
Heavy 3, so 3 flat shots. You would be hitting on 5s because he's in dense cover though.
And I got a quick question. I kind of noticed this. So the woods are breachable terrain. So that means would the knob bikes even be able to go on them, or do they just cover the 2 inches?
Most people just treat it like breachable. Only really matters if you can't get through it. I haven't really seen a woods where you can't actually drive through it.
All right, so then these are toughness. Let's see, 5.
5 to 5, so 4 ups.
5 to 5. Okay, so yeah, he's 5, so 4 ups.
So 1 wound, and you would get your 6 ups. Actually, he might be an 18 now, so let's check that right. He is within 18, so you would not get the light cover save, so you would get your 6 up. So you lose 1 more boy, which is just...
And then remind me, unit coherency is you have to be within 2 inches of another unit, or another model in the unit.
Yes. Which you're fine. It's 2 from 2. You're close enough together that it wouldn't be a problem anyway. All right. Here. Like that. Yeah, you're so good. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much the turn. So we go no secondary sword quite yet. Getting closer to get this guy for engage.
Morale.
All right,
morale.
No morale for the boss knobs. They'll be fine because you only lose 1. You did lose 2, which is just enough to fail on the 6 for your orc boys. Because they're leadership 7. They're fine.
Cool. And then to clarify the rules, you roll a die, so that's 2. I lost 2 units, so 2 plus 2 is 4.
Yep.
Leadership of boss knob is 7, so because the leadership's greater than the dice roll, we're fine.
Exactly. 100%.
Cool.
All right.
So I get 2 points now for the raise the banners, correct, on the secondary?
Yeah, you get 2 points for the secondary now, and you're holding 2.
I'm holding 2.
So you get 10 points for that as well.
But I'm not holding more, so that's all. Okay, cool. Command phase. It's that time, boys. We're wogging.
All right.
I'm going to declare wog. Declaring the wog. So again, I get to advance and charge in the same turn, and all my units get +1 attack. And then in the following turn, I still get the +1 attack characteristic.
Correct. I can't remember how DACA works. Advance. I'm pretty sure they count as basically assault weapons. Check.
I'm going to roll to advance the Mega Knobs. I already moved them 5, so whatever I roll is the additional movement I'll be taking. You love to see it.
That is, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Rolling to advance the boss, the war boss in the middle, even though it's Mega Knob, just clarifying.
Sounds good.
That's not the roll I wanted. Yikes.
Yeah, so depending on where you roll, you might want to be like, maybe I don't want him to be there because if I don't have units that are closer within 3 inches, he can just get blasted out the board.
So I'm going to need you to kind of help me with the coherency, because clearly I want to keep that guy in range, but I also want to make sure everyone else is in that dense covered woods.
Yeah, so he would have to mostly shoot across the woods to get to your guys. There's nothing that's going to be able to get around. You really wouldn't have to worry about that.
So is this unit coherency, even though I've got that one kind of dragging in the back to hold the objective?
Yeah, as long as you're 2 and 2. That guy's on the base anyway, so he's going to be slightly back no matter what.
Tell me what 2 and 2 means again. So 2 inches of 2 units.
2 inches of 2
models. 2 models.
2 models. When you're 6 or more in a unit. If you drop down to 5 or more in a unit, it's only on 1 model.
All right. So then these guys are good in the woods, and because that back boy's 2 and 2 between those back other orc boys, he's okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Not going to advance with those back guys. That's fine. That's fine. So last thing is for these orc boys. And then what was that keyword? It was like breachable. Like, so these orc boys could hop through that window and keep going forward, per se.
Pretty much, yep. You only moved about 4, so they got about, what, 2 more inches of movement? Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta keep going up. I think they're 5.
Oh, they're only 5. Yeah. Yeah, about 1 more inch.
So these orc boys, I was gonna say, these orc boys have moved. I would like to, so I don't need to use the action again to raise the banner.
No, the banner just stays there.
And as long as I keep 1 model within that range, the 3-inch range, I'm good. So then, let's see here. So I wouldn't put anyone out. I need to keep a guy within that window. Okay, cool. I'm going to advance with this orc boy unit as well.
Yeah. I mean, it could be one of those things where you're just like, I'm going to say, screw this primary, go straight for his primaries and see if that works for me.
Yeah, 2 inches. Yeah, I think I can hold it and just get him 2 more through. And then do I have to worry about vertical at all? They just kind of come.
No. When you have breachable, you're not walking over it. You're just walking through it. You're basically becoming the Kool-Aid man. Yeah, I'm guessing that you can advance it. I'm not saying anything that says you can't advance it. If anyone in chat knows if you can advance your DACA weapons, that'd be great.
All right, so that is that as far as the movement goes. Psychic shooting phase.
All right.
Okay. So the knobs on the war bike. So are there any rules I can choose any one of these 3 sets, right?
Yeah, you can have split fire. You can decide 3 sets for shooting. Really up to you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and utilize 18-inch DACA. I'm gonna shoot 15 shots at your Balgrons.
Sure.
So strength is.
Now they do have slab shield, which puts them on that 2-up save. If that makes you reconsider who you want to shoot at.
Oh wait, yeah. Let me. Ooh. So slab shield. Let me read that. Sorry. Add 2 of the save rolls to any models. I mean, they're gonna have that on melee attacks too, right?
Yes, but your actual melee attacks have actual AP on them. Right?
I see what you're saying. Okay, so then I think I'll actually shoot at the guardsmen. So 15 shots going at guardsmen.
That makes sense to me.
Strength 5. Their toughness is actually I still need to hit. How you doing? Okay, so 15 shots with a skill 5.
Free smoke. If you're talking about the Basilisk, I believe the Basilisk only has 1d6. It's not 2d6. You're probably thinking about not Cadia.
Oh, so
Catachan.
3. Do they get any rerolls for attacks or shots? I don't think orcs get that.
No, they mostly get +1 to hits and stuff. There are stratagems for it though.
Okay, all good. So I got 5 up. So there's 3 shots. Strength. I think I get 3 up on this. Yeah.
Yes, because your strength is 5. Yeah. 2 saves. Your guardsmen have a 5-up save base, so they'll need 5s.
All right, let's see. Anyway.
Wow. Okay.
Good.
All right. Not my lucky day there. All right, cool. So there's that. Tough.
On the charge,
I'll go ahead and, yeah. I'll go ahead and just work my way around. So the orc boys with shooters in the back will go ahead and shoot at your armor. Wait, am I in range? I got it.
18-inch? Yeah, you should be. Yeah, I think only the back guy would be out, so the back guy can't. The rest of them can.
So that's 6, and then the boss doesn't have one of those shooters, so 6 times 2 is 12 on 5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's 2. And then strength is 4.
So you need 5s and 6s because he's T5?
Same thing. There we go.
All right.
The red dice are
no AP modification either.
100%.
3 up. 1 damage.
1 damage, yeah.
All right, so then War Boss in the middle there is going to use Big Shooter, same target. So he gets his DACA range, 36 inches, half of that. So he gets 5 shot ballistic skill 5 up.
He has a Grot Gunner too, so he actually has a 4 up. So the Grot Gunner gives him +1 on that. That's kind of weird.
I'll take it. 4 up.
Nice. All right, there we
go. There it is. Okay. And then the strength on that is a
we all
5.
know it's
I don't think there's any modification there, and I think your toughness is
that damn box
6. So I get so wound is 5 up.
That box is an evil entity in itself. So 1 more save.
And my save is 3 up.
There we go. Yep. So he's fine.
All right, and then
I
think the orc boys, do they have a range here? 12 inches.
They got pistols. They might be able to get a few into the. Yeah, they definitely can get a few into there. It's just how many. Seems like anyone who could see out that window should be able to. All but 1.
They're catching some.
So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sluggers.
7 sluggers, 5 ups.
Slugger boys. That dice box is malol. Okay.
Slugger boys. All right. 5 up again.
All right, 2 wounds.
Go better with the slugger than some of those big shoots.
which is 40k. That's 40k. All right, takes another wound. Just sluggers.
Let's go, boys.
All
right. Boss Mega Knobs got custom, or they both, I think, have custom shooters 18 inches.
Now, maybe worth it to try and whittle down that weapon seam because they are a scary gun. You just rolled very poorly.
So it looks like only the Mega Knobs within Daka range, the other one is not. So that's a total of 10 shots, ballistic skill 5 up.
We're going to go for the Sentinel, not the weapon seam.
The Sentinel, not the, which ones?
The weapon seam.
Ooh, oh my gosh.
Now, that might make sense because you'd be hitting on 6s to try to hit them where you may...
Yeah, I'm going to stick to the Armored Sentinel. I'm going to go with that one. So 10 shots, Armored Sentinel.
Yeah, that would reduce his ability to do the engage, which could be worth it.
Yeah, I got 2 extra shots in because of that. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Strength is what on these bad boys? Strength 4, so it's going to be again 5 up.
Yep.
Dang nabbit. Ain't none.
Worth the shot.
All right, so then that's the full-blown shooting phase.
Although, now they can charge that Sentinel, so you know.
Definitely charging.
Yeah.
All right. So Mega Knobs into Armored Sentinel.
Yeah, and you have Airy Go on your whole army, which lets you reroll charges.
So real quick clarifying, so the Mega Knob up front, it shows... Well,
because it's 8.1, which seems silly, you would have to be within an inch, so because it's over 8, you have to be 8 inches.
I got it.
Alright, well, here we go.
Try that again.
Yep. Okay, they're not motivated.
Here we go nowhere.
They said no.
Alright.
That guy's slightly out. These guys could definitely try if you want them to go over there.
The Mega Knob's not. Nah, then I lose the whole objective then.
You could string it out if you really wanted to. You probably don't need to do that though. You probably don't.
Just have like unicoherency in like a straight line.
Yeah, but you get like 3 attacks in, which probably isn't worth it.
That's pretty ugly. That's ugly. Okay. Yeah, I really gotta keep these Ork boys back. So Mega Knob, no dice. Or the War Boss isn't even in range. Who do I want the War Bikes to charge? I think I'm gonna have Knobs on War Bike Charger, Armored Sentinel.
So you have kind of a few decisions here. So the Guardsmen have OPSEC. So if you want to steal that objective and deny him primes for this turn, you need to kill the Guardsmen. You would take the objective, assuming you should kill them all. If you did it, I'd be mind-blowing. The problem is that the Bulgrim will probably beat up your bikes. The other thing way to think about it is you could just try to get the Bulgrim dead, because everything around there is less of a threat to the bikes than the Bulgrim are. You don't have.
So what's the rules again? So if I charge so let's say I charge war bikes into Bulgrim and they're fighting, can the Armored Sentinel shoot my war bikes that are in engagement with the Bulgrims?
No, he would have to fall back. So you could charge all 3. You're within range to do so quite easily. And then decide who you want the attacks to get into. I would say it just kind of really depends how you want to play it. I would say your best bet is, because that Basilisk is a huge threat who's going to constantly whittle you down, probably to try to take the Bulgrim out. Because if you can at least whittle them down that they can't kill your bikers, then you should be able to survive with them another turn. If you get the Guardsmen stuck in combat, they can't shoot, and they're not really as much of a threat in combat as they are in shooting. So that's probably your best plan, is just charge both these 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So charging the Guardsmen and the Bulgrim, if I don't make this charge, I'm quitting Orks.
You don't make this charge, which should be like...
I'm never going... Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. I'm going to be so mad. Cool, so then I just line them up like right in.
Yeah, so you need to make sure you don't end in an inch of the Sentinel, which you should be fine. And then the way combat works is you just have to be within an inch of a model to put attacks on it, and then another model has to be within half of an inch of one of those models. So as long as
could this far back Warbike attack Guardsmen?
Yes, you'll need to twist the that guy a little bit, so this guy can hit the Bulgrin though if you want to try to take the Bulgrin out. Because his front is just over an inch away. Yeah, something like that. You have the movement for all of this.
I'm just trying something. No, that's too wide, right?
Yeah, you'd probably be stuck in their bases there. But that should be more than enough that you could get all three into the Bulgrin if you want to target the Bulgrin.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's have some fun here. So I'm going to attack into the Bulgrin with these Knobs of Morbike. That's not going to do with the charge. I get 4 attacks because I charged. So 3 plus 1.
And then they all have Choppas, so that's an additional.
And the Choppa makes an additional 1. So they get 5 attacks in total with a weapon skill 3 up. And there's no modifiers to that.
Yep, so you get 15 attack, hitting on 3s. And then you'd be wounding on 4s.
All right. So you said hit on 3 and then wound on 4?
Yes, hold on. There's a second rule for you guys, but I can't remember what it is. Hold on.
Yeah, check it out. I'll wait.
The axes have another second rule. That's not going to work for this turn. But basically, you get to fall back and decide if you want to charge again or shoot with your units. So that might come into play later. So yeah, nothing.
For now, 4 up.
So now you need 4 to wound on them. Alright, so that's going to be 6 wounds, and then these are at AP1, so your Bulgrins would go to a 3-up save.
3-up save, okay. See how they do.
What was the slab shield then? What does that add to the save rolls? What does that mean again?
2 to save roll, so his 4-up becomes a 2-up, and then you're minusing 1, so it'll go to a 3-up.
So then he got 2 wounds.
2.
Amazingly,
wounds.
A Bulgrin lives.
By the hair on his chinny chin chin.
Yeah. Well, killing one of those would have been big. Oh, no.
Actually, those are... So I lose 2?
No. You lose 2 wounds.
Yeah.
So, like, each of them have 3 wounds.
Oh, yeah.
You
Okay,
pick one of them to go down to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
But if you want to take them off the board, I totally support that.
Okay. Now, I'm going to counterattack with my Bulgrin. And did the Guardsmen do that too?
They can do that too, so you get to decide what to do first. Probably I guess we should have attacked the Guardsmen. I guess the original plan was the right one. So your Bulgrin, you get a pile-in move. Now, I could assume
real quick, do you want to take those wounds on your bonehead? Isn't that like your leader?
Oh wait, yeah.
Like a stronger unit than the other ones? Yeah, you can change that. That's cool.
I forgot he was the leader.
Thank you for the follow, Swookolf.
Okay, so I can do a pile-in and shift.
Yeah. So I'll just for the sake of learning, we're going to say that the Orks based you. What that basically means is you can't
forward to victory
contact with the base. Thank you, Malix. So your other 2 Bulgrin can move, but basically this guy's stuck which isn't going to really factor anything because you can move 3 inches this way and then move this guy closer, and they're both within half an inch of this Bulgrin, so they can get all their attacks in. But
so they can.
That's a tricky way to kind of like really limit the movement of your opponent during their pile-ins and activations. So yeah, you get your attacks for your Bulgrin. They have 3 attacks each, and I can't remember what Avalanche of Muscle.
So do I go ahead and pile in the Guardsmen?
No, you activate 1 unit at a time. So first you would do the Bulgrin.
Okay. So they have what are they? 3 up. They're hitting on.
I have to look at what Avalanche of Muscle does. Hold on.
Let's see. Small.
What is Avalanche of? Oh, it only matters if you charge. You didn't charge. If you charge with the Bulgrin, you get +1 attack. So there are 3 attacks each.
3 attacks, so 9. And they're, let's see.
The bonehead has 4, so it'd be 10.
Oh yeah,
10. That's right. So it's 3 ups.
Yeah, 10 attacks on the 3 up.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, got.
And then they are toughness 5, and you are strength +2, so 7. So you need 3.
I was going to grenade. My bad.
Okay.
All right, so it's gonna be 4 saves at AP1. So you need 5 up saves on your bikes here.
All of those went through, even the 3, or
Yes, because they're strength 7.
Yikes.
Alright, so you actually saved 2, so it's just 1 bike.
Yeah,
basically.
So a quick question: if I wanted to command point reroll during this phase in order to reduce a wound, I then cannot do that same like command reroll during the wound phase in a future turn.
No,
right? Or
it's
can you
per phase? So you can use this stratagem as much as you want per different phases. So you could do 1 in the fight phase, 1 in the shoot phase, 1 in the charge phase.
So this would be a fight phase save if I did.
If you want to use the
and then
here. Yeah.
And it's for the full fight phase because even though it's a wound. Okay,
Yeah.
cool, per phase.
Maybe worth it because then you would keep a bike alive, which actually probably could be worth it.
I mean, I know I'm keeping 1 alive no matter what. I'd probably use it later on if the guardsmen get lucky. So I'll go ahead and take 2.
2 damage weapons. So the 2 damage would kill 1 bike. Damage was split over.
Oh, I didn't realize those were 2 damage. Yikes. Yeah, man.
Which is why I was hoping you were going to kill 1.
I hope that too. Okay, I will go ahead and use a command point because I do want to see if I can save a bike. So knock 1 down.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Boys.
No, it's more for.
All right, one of them blows up. Let's see here.
Yeah, so you'd probably just keep the leader and get rid of that guy.
Wait, did they explode?
That's your leader you just got rid of. You probably don't want to get rid of.
Oh, that's awesome. Yep.
They don't explode. No, only vehicles usually have explosions.
Oh, he said blow up. I thought.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was just being dramatic. Mathematically, I took 4 damage. So
you probably just get rid of them. Yeah.
And none of the other bikes take a wound, right?
No, because
damage.
Damage. Yeah, damage doesn't spread over, so it'd just be 2 and 2 on the same unit model.
Got it. So if I got lucky in that save, then that bike would just have 1 wound left.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, that's kind
rough.
Yeah, just keeping that 1 Bulgren alive and him not dying was a big deal, basically.
Yeah, send those Bulgren up over there to save those guys was smart. Otherwise, I'd just sweep the back.
Yeah, exactly. You could have, that's why I was like, you could have, if you wiped the guardsmen out, you would have taken the objective for that turn, but then the Bulgren would have just ate you because they get +1 attack on the charge. So.
I don't regret it. It is all part of the dice.
Yeah, that was, it's hard to tell what the right decision is sometimes. And I may have just balanced these lists terribly, so we'll see. The guards are compiled though, and get their attacks now too. They are not the fanciest fighters.
Well, I might as well since they're there.
Yeah. But they could do something. I mean, he only has a 4-up save, and you get quite a few attacks. It's pretty incredible none of them died.
Yeah, I am surprised.
Yeah, I thought for sure I was going to do like a drive-by, light them all up, and then charge into the other guys, run them over, and then here we are getting piled in on.
Yeah. That's 40k! Those are some hero guardsmen. So you're probably not going to get every single attack in, just because there's not enough room. But you'll probably get, let's see, where's your sergeant? Your sergeant?
He's right here.
Yeah, so you get the 3 attacks with the sergeant, because he's got a chain sword. So +1 for the chain sword, and then every other guy has 1. So it's 1, 2,
5, 6, 7.
So 10 attacks total.
Yeah, 10. Yeah. Wait, how did you get 1, 2,
3 for the
4,
sergeant?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 3 for a sergeant.
Yeah, and then 7 for the normal guys.
10 attacks in there. So is the sergeant's weapon?
It's the same as his punches.
It's the same, so
just
it's
+1 attack basically.
4 up.
You said the sergeant gets 3 attacks?
He should have a chain sword. It's just not on the profile.
Okay. And the chain sword gives you +1 attack similar to Choppa. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, it's basically like a worse Choppa. You need 3 more dice.
Oh, yeah, 10. I don't know why I keep thinking it's 7.
Yeah, the chain sword being the same profile as someone using their fist is a little bit weird, probably. Right, you hit on 4s, so that's pretty much average, and then you need 5s and 6s because he's T5 and you're only strength 3. That's pretty good roll. That's pretty gross roll, actually.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so then I still get my 4-ups, correct?
Yeah, no AP here, so your 4-up saves. Okay, well.
That's rude. Okay.
That's pretty gross. He's got 1 wound left. But the good news is unless he charges you, you get to fight first. So you may be okay. All right. And you want to?
I think that's all. Oh yeah, this is my turn. Gosh, you get a whole nother turn after this. Yikes. Okay.
Yeah,
So that was charge. Yeah, that kind of backfired for me.
yeah, that didn't go the way you want to do at all, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Okay, cool. So that's it.
Yeah, in retrospect, probably...
morale. I think morale's fine, right?
Yeah, you're good on morale. I don't need it.
Yeah.
In retrospect, you should have killed the guardsmen because we would take the banners off.
Yeah, retrospect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, assuming they hit, like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. 40k.
Well, you would have wounded on 3s versus 4s. So and the sergeant, the guardsman would have had a 6-up save because of the AP one instead of 5-up. So you probably you may not have wiped the guardian squad, but you would have gotten close. But
well,
we'll see. I mean, the dice could totally go the other way too.
yeah, if that basket just keeps doing ones, I might be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'm at 4 command points, so I have 2 objectives.
Yeah. And then I don't know why we're on round -3.
So I go ahead and add these.
We're still on battle round 2. Yeah, you get the 1 command point for your command phase. I gave you your totals ready, so you got hold 2 because your guardsmen have
2 banners.
2 banners. Yep.
Okay.
So we are still tied.
All right. Yeah.
So the weird thing about 40k now to realize as you're doing your movement phase, Hammer, is that like it's so objective based now and a lot less on how you kill things. So even like you can get tabled but still win a game because if you just outpointed your opponent that they can't catch up and the subsequent turns, then you still win. Which is a weird thing to think about.
Wait, let's switch to centimeters. Let's see. Oh.
Those knobs not making it was very unfortunate. That's statistically improbable when you reroll your dice.
That day.
I kind of want to move him back. Still have the ability to shoot.
Roulette on the table game, basically.
8. It's not going to put me out of range, is it? Let's see. No, 36. Yeah, that's it's within. I kind of want to keep them screened over here. My heavy weapon.
Carry the Emperor's will as your torch.
Thank you for the follow, Stormbreaker Bots.
Okay.
Apparently, sir, the orcs did not pump.
Probably not worth withdrawing the Bullgrin, is it?
Did they roll 2 dice for the main cannon?
No, I kind of want.
Oh, they do. I missed that. Okay.
So for the charge phase with these Bullgrin, can I redeclare that charge?
Thank you
first, or is that not? How it
since you're already in combat, you can't charge in combat. The only movement they can do is fall back. If you fall back, you can't shoot or charge.
Okay.
The way basically activation works is, and chargers go first, and then the opponent activates, and then you activate, and then you alternate.
Now, if I fall back the guardsmen, and they have that voice of command, can they shoot with one of the voice of command?
Yes, you could do the voice of command. It's just anything that is in combat will still you can't shoot at things in combat, basically. So you would have to fall back the Bullgrin as well.
Okay.
I don't know why he has a vehicle marker. That's really weird.
So why no commander?
But you should be able to just fall them back and be in range of the voice.
Okay. Yeah,
probably. And the fallback is normal movement.
Yeah, it's your normal move characteristic.
So movement 6.
But you would have to follow the Bullgrin out as well if you wanted to shoot.
Yeah. But that also gives me a few options for shooting. Although I'd give up that objective though too.
As long as you're outside of an inch, you can still you don't have to fall back your full movement. You can just fall back outside of an inch. You don't have to fall back a lot. And remember, you can still move your commander to be in range too.
I mean, I'm just gonna move them like an inch, just out of range. Does that get him outside of an inch? Yep. Alright, and let's go ahead and fall them back. It's a 6-inch range for the voice of command, so.
Yeah, but you can still move in if you want.
I'm sorry.
He can still move. They got the movement for him too. Someone pointed out I've been doing the Earthshaker cannon wrong. You get to roll 2d6 and pick the highest.
Oh, okay.
So that'll help.
Yeah, that will.
Why did someone help?
Well, if it was based on last dice rolls, though, it still would have been a 2. So you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's just true. Fair enough. That it was. We were following the rules the whole time.
Shooting phase. Okay, let's go ahead and start my shooting phase. I'm gonna start with the guardsmen into these war bikes.
Yep, you're doing was it get back into the fight? I think it's called.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. And they are.
Get back in the fight. Yes.
Wait, he can give 2.
He can give 2
commands
orders.
because he has some however you say that word.
Yes.
And then there was one of them was turned it into a rapid fire.
So the same unit could only be targeted at order once, so you couldn't target the guardsman.
Oh, I can't target twice.
He doesn't. I mean, you could do reroll ones to the Bulgrin, but there's not really a reason to do that.
Hello?
Yeah. I'm not sure what else you would want him to do, basically.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and shoot into there. So they have.
You're definitely rapid fire range, so it's going to be 2 shots each,
so
except for
that's 2 shots each one, except for the sergeant.
Who has a pistol. So I don't think any died in that unit, miraculously. So that's going to be 18 shots plus 1.
So 19.
Mm-hmm.
3. And 17, 18, 19. There we go.
And open date the spreadsheet.
All right.
4. You're hitting on 4s, but you definitely move, so you don't get the rerolls.
Okay, so that is 4 up. So still got
8 hits, and then 5s to wound.
Up hits 5.
5s to wound.
3 wounds.
3 wounds.
You still got
any AP
4
modifier?
No
All
AP.
right, 4 up.
Alright, you would lose 1 bike and 1 guy, because it's 1 damage each, 1 guy would go down 2 wounds.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go ahead and shoot this Sentinel into the other war bike.
Yep. So you had 3 shots.
He is 3 shots. I was hitting on 4 ups.
I think you
One.
3 up actually. The strength is strength is 6 on your weapon. Toughness
strength.
5.
Yeah.
So you would still get 1 hit, but it would be a 3 to wounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so 1 wound, no AP on this, so you just need your 4 up on your bike. He loses 1 more.
Yeah, I'll just take it.
But he only has like 1 more Sentinel left that can shoot over there.
Where is the in comparison? So I can shoot with the pistol.
You could, yeah, with your company commander.
Might as well. I don't have anything to lose for it.
Yeah, unless you overcharge, don't do that.
I'm not gonna overcharge.
Okay, good. Okay.
Do it, go for it.
So it's 1
shot hitting on the 3.
1 shot on the 3.
Oh, I just realized I have my sound going. Sorry, guys. You probably got feedback from that. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Alright, do want to get rid of him. That's I might as well shoot the Sentinel into just to get rid of that charge. Weapon skill 4, so he's 3 shots.
The boxes doesn't want to do it.
So 2, and what did we say? That was strength.
3 up.
3 up. Oh, 1.
So I can use the command point now.
Yes, if you wanted to reroll your save and try to keep them alive, you absolutely could.
Get out of here.
In typical 40k fashion, we reroll worse.
Alright.
A beautiful game.
I want to get rid of these guys, so we'll go ahead and start with the guardsmen. Who have a... Let's see, what did we say? The pistols one. Oh, how close are they? 9. And he is 11. So they get double shots, correct?
Only if they're within half range, so they need to be within 12.
12. So.
They'll have to check by individual models.
Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get 8 doubles and then 10.
And you're hitting on 5s because of that dense.
Yeah. So 1 hit.
All
and
right.
I have a toughness of 5 and...
The 5s and 6s?
5 and 6s.
None there.
Alright, let's use the heavy weapons.
Heavy bolters.
Bolters, so heavy 3. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9.
Okay, so no hits.
No.
They did sit still, so you get to reroll 1s at least, though. Okay, so 2 hits.
2 hits.
They are T5, so you need 4s.
4s.
2 wounds. AP's 1. Let's check here. You are within that 18, so you get your 3-up save on the Mega Nubs. Oh, you there, sucker?
Is that...
your Mega Nubs need to take their 3-up saves.
I went okay really quick.
Yeah,
my bad.
So one guy takes 2 damage.
Oh.
Alright, and you have your Basilisk left.
Alright, might as well work on those Mega Knobs.
Makes sense?
Just to clarify though, because he's shooting at the Mega Knobs and his weapon's gonna do 3 damage, it would only blow up the Mega Knob with 1 wound, correct?
Unless he gets multiple wounds through. But yeah, so
unless he gets multiple, correct.
Yeah. He would be at -1 to hit though, because you are actually, he would have to shoot through those woods to target the Mega Nods, which is kind of weird, but that's basically how it works.
So I need to roll D6.
2d6, pick the highest.
2d6.
Yeah. Okay, so you get 5 shots.
5.
But you are hitting on 5s.
I still don't. So the cover still counts.
As long as you shoot through it. Yeah, you don't have to be in it. As long as you shoot through that.
Okay.
So 2 hits. And then you need 3 to wound because they're toughness 5. So just 1 wound.
One wound.
And then you would have your 5 up save on the Magnop. Not quite, so 1 guy dies. Alrighty.
And I think I shot everything.
Yeah, that should be everything shot.
Charge, nope. Not gonna do any charges. Morale, did they...
No, they'll be fine.
they
They'll
have
last
a
1.
7. Yeah. Alright.
Alright. So, you still hold 2, and you still got 2 banners. At this point, I would say you probably just want to go as aggressive as you can.
Yeah, this would have been the better turn to Wog for the advance and charge.
Yeah. That said, your Megadov can start making it. He should. Your war boss has what, a 5-inch move. I would try to actually just get him through that wall. Charge those guys. You may not kill them, but they're unlikely to kill your guy because he has that armor, that +1 save. He's kind of a pain to kill. The rest of your guys, you might even just say, keep that squad back holding that objective and just let your war boss do the job. Because he's actually quite hard to kill and he does a ton of damage. No fixed bayonets. Adia. He can just start trying to walk through as well.
And then again, his movement speed's 5, but because that woods is dense or difficult terrain, he can only do 3.
Exactly. And then that said, you'll need a 6+2, a 9-inch charge there. And it would still have 1 more inch. Want to keep that moving. But yeah, as long as if you can get in there, you should be okay. You just need to get in there.
Yeah, that's it for movement.
Mm-hmm.
So does the difficult terrain affect my charge rolls as well?
It will, yeah. So he'll need a 9, basically.
We're doing it. Rolling for the boss on the guardsman.
You still got your shooting.
That's true. Good point. Let's do that first.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then the boss will shoot at those guardsmen.
I would say,
actually,
yeah, you want to shoot at the heavy weapons team, so you're not taking the penalty trying to charge the guardsmen. Because if he takes the guardsmen who are closer away, then you're struggling to get there. And now you're in the den, so you don't suffer the penalty for the minus.
So Basilisk will 5 up on 4 shots.
Mm-hmm. You're not quite in half range. You got your 4 shots.
How many shots? 4 shots. That's right. 5.
Alright, so 1 hit, and then 3 to wound. You got a wound. 5 up save on a heavy weapons team.
5 up save. Alright.
No, they're fine.
On them.
And then you should have a few pistols that can hit the heavy weapons team. Yep. And then I probably just would not shoot the rest of the guys so you don't risk your charge ranges.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at the heavy weapons team.
Yep, so I got 4
and
shots.
How many shots?
4 shots. 4 guys in range. 4 sluggers. These will be 6s. Nope, they gave up.
So I'm gonna miss. Okay.
He can definitely shoot.
Yeah, I can shoot. It's a 36-inch DACA 5.
Yeah, you might as well try to hit the heavy weapons team. See if you can pick one off.
And I get the DACA, right?
If you're in half range.
36, 18. I think 18. He is.
So his
ballistic skills. 5 up, but he's got the Grot Gunner, so 4 up, 5 shots.
Yeah, 4 up, 5 up, and then can we draw a line of sight without having to shoot through the dents?
Yeah, I think he can. He can.
Yeah, just slightly. So yeah, so you would hit on 4s, so you get 2 hits, and then 3s again. 1 wound.
And my saves 5 up.
Oh, you got 1.
Oh, let's see. These are all.
And then these guys are 36 inch range, right?
18.
Or 18. Oh.
Yeah, they got nothing.
Yeah,
that's it then.
Yeah, because I don't think they can see anything over there, so it's just your charge phase.
All right, here we go. Boss Meganob into the Guardsman.
Yes. Yes!
Oh, finally, we get some dice.
He's there. You can do it.
Howdy.
And then these guys, if you want to try charging them in, will need
Yeah.
a 9 as well.
So then what happens with this guy left in the back? All of them have to move forward, right?
You can actually string it out. You just have to have one model move in the engagement range. That said, if you can get this squad dead, you could just steal his objective and then you hold
Yeah,
it.
that would be the plan. I just want to make sure I was aware of the rules. So you said it was 9 to get in there?
9 to get in. You have your
Here we go, boys.
Not quite with them.
If I want to use a command point,
You can't
I would
reroll. You can't
Dang
reroll,
nabbit.
unfortunately.
So those boys don't go anywhere. Okay.
But this one could matter too. You got your Mega Knob. Can he do it?
Finally. He's only lost 2 of his homeboys. All right. So now for the War Boss going
The War
in,
Boss,
definitely charge
yes.
those Guardsmen.
He should need... He needs about an 8.
He
Actually,
gets 9.
oh, he's in. All right. Yeah, your beefy boys are having to do the job for everyone. So yeah, he'll just be like, right.
Yeah, I was gonna try and remove him again. Thank you.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, boys. Here we go. Let's have some fun.
All right. So the power claw does make you -1 to hit, but you're getting +1 attack for the wog, so you're at 4 attacks with him. And every wound you make just kills a guy. Okay, so 3 hits, and then your strength is 10, and their toughness is 3, so you're 2s.
Wait, weapons. So all 4 of those hit, and then you said, oh wait, or does the power claw give -1?
The power claw gives -1, yes.
Okay, so 3 hit, and then you mentioned, what is it to wound?
Oh, hold on. Those I forgot. That is a big Krumpa squad. So you actually get +1 hit. So all of them attack, actually. All of them hit.
Whoop, whoop. All right, cope.
2's the wound, and your AP is 3, so he wouldn't get a save. So you would just kill every 2 kills a guy. So 3 guys dead.
I'm gonna reroll. Can I command point for damage now, or is it still fight phase reroll? How does that work?
You could. It would be your only reroll for the fight phase. You could kill 4 guys. Do you need to?
I'll pass.
Yeah,
nah,
you probably don't need to at this point now. So the AP on that weapon is 3. So because your guys have a FUP save, it would become you would need an 8 to save, which you can't roll over D6.
So I lost 3.
So 3 guys are just put to.
There we go, boys.
And then you can do your your consolidate, so you can now move the Meganod 3 inches. So yeah, just tag them again, so they would have to fall back. And then yeah, his base a little bit where it's the white thingy.
Yeah, I saw that. All right. So then for the War Boss.
So your War Boss has a lot of attacks. He's got 6 attacks. Because he's have his +1 attack for his Warlord trait and +1 strength. And then you have +3 strength for the chopper. So you got 6 attacks at strength 10. Hitting on 2s.
And then quick question, the War Boss aura, does that apply to himself or just the people around him?
That's a good question. Wouldn't matter because it adds 1 to the attack hit rolls and can't hit on ones.
Okay, so 1's automatically miss anyways, got it. And then you said it was 6 attacks.
6 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Alright, and then 2s kill, pretty much. So that's 5 dead guardsmen.
5 dead. Alright, let's see.
Let's go.
you should still hold that objective. However, unless you're for morale, then you can move your Meganob in if you want to get closer. Although touching the terrain might be, it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have AP over there, so yeah.
So then I can do a 3-inch pylon, you said?
Yep, 3-inch pylon or consolidate. I always forget what it's called. There you go. All right, that probably helped. Not quite what if these guys got in, that definitely would have been better for you. But it wasn't a terrible turn. Haven't quite removed the banner there. You do get your attacks back with the guardsman.
Okay. So over here I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the power sword.
All chain swords. So it'd be yep. So
chain sword. Yeah.
You could get all the guys in. You just need to do a little bit of pile-in so you actually get all your guys in, unless you're happy with where the positions are.
Let's see. Just kind of shift everyone a little bit in.
What you need, honey?
So.
Going home. I'll see you when you get home.
Does that seem about right?
Yes, that'll work perfect.
Okay. Alright, and I am hitting on...
Fours?
Fours.
Okay, so 2 hits. not as motivated as you like.
Okay, and he is toughness
5.
5 against...
So you need 5s again.
5 again.
So nothing on him.
No.
And then over here on the Meganob.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. I guess I gotta kind of
lateral damage.
Oh, real quick, I'll give you your 10 victory points for the battle round. Yeah.
Yeah, he will get those. Yeah. And his.
And then he also has the banner. I call up that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is technically still in your turn. You just do attack packs on your turn.
I totally forgot about that. Whoops.
All right, so you get 4 hits, pretty good.
Okay, and then what is his toughness?
Also toughness 5, so you would need the 5 or 6. It's actually toughness 6, so you actually need 6s here.
Yeah. It's pretty
Nope.
Nothing.
It's fine.
Alright.
Alright, now you have morale. So our first morale rolls. Or second. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys left, which means you lost 5 this turn. Pretty much you can only pass on what's your leadership? Your sergeant's leadership is a 7. So you need basically 2 or less. So you fail. So 1 guy runs away. And then you're gonna roll a dice for each guy left. So you have 4 guys left, and any 1s and 2s, more guys run away.
4. Yeah.
So 1 more guy runs away. So this squad you lost 3.
3.
So you fail on the 5, basically. Because 5 plus 3 would put you over 7.
Yeah. Oh.
You okay? 1 guy runs away. But now you still have over half of the unit, so you only lose guys on 1.
So can I command reroll that?
You cannot command reroll morale.
Okay.
But if he wants to, he could spend 2 CP to auto pass.
You would have to do that before you do the roll.
Before you roll. Got it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
I don't know. That's a tough beefy boy. He saves on 2s because they're only AP 1. So 2 more guys go. The 2, because you were over half of your, so you only fail on 2s when you lose half a unit. They were still over half their original amount.
Okay.
All right. That was a decent turn. We'll see what happens.
All right.
All right. So yeah, beginning of your turn 2.
Let's see. Now let's see. I got 2 still that I'm holding.
Yeah. So you got 2, and then 2 more for banners. So it is still a tied game.
Tied. Command, movement.
Oh,
Okay.
The war boss is
Let's
in.
see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to disengage with these.
Yeah, he's kind of a scary boy because of his crush and armor. He's basically saving 2 against pretty much all of your attacks against him, even with the Bulgrin. So you're kind of.
Oh wait, the crush and armor, is that one of the mortal wounds on charge? It's a little too late, but
Oh yeah, I mean, if that's kind of one of those if you ask your opponent if you're okay with doing it type of thing. So Hammer, do you care if he rolls for the mortal wounds on the charge?
No.
All right, so it may not even go off. You have to roll a 2 to see what happens.
roll d6 on a 2-up. That unit suffers d3.
Yes. So that it happens, and it's D3 mortals. So just one more guy dies. It wouldn't have changed.
Okay, so it's
that's pretty
it's
fair.
over
I'm
here.
cool with that.
Yeah. So,
It's this guy.
yeah, could be. Yeah, on the
Right.
greats one. It really didn't change much, but you know, one more guy dead. That's a big deal.
All right. Well,
I'll take anything I
still
can get
wanna-
after these rolls.
I still want to move them.
I feel like those men already did their job. I feel like they've already done a lot. They survived the bike squad. I don't think a commissar complains.
Disengage there.
They killed an orc bike squad with their fists and then shooting.
I want to get these guys out of combat as well.
This will be interesting because I don't know how tough the Meganob's actually going to be to kill. Because he could be a huge. I mean, the war boss. He could be a huge pain in the butt.
Yeah. And let's see. So, what's my movement on this?
However, with how many ones I've seen this game, he could also die instantly. So we'll see.
Get him so he can shoot at.
Oh man, that emo to TV.
Oh,
that makes me sad.
First, I just messed that up.
He would have loved TTS on Warhammer 40k. He would have been so much
Oh, I
into that.
really screwed that. Well, I guess
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, I should have put him directly back, but
You don't really need to move the Basilisk. Basilisk can kind of stay where it was.
well, okay. So with the Basilisk, the heavy bolter. Can I shoot both the?
You could shoot both, yes. It would need line of sight, so that does work. Just make sure your butt's not off the board, so he'll just need to end like more.
Yeah, I got it.
And then because he moved there, he doesn't get reroll on once, though, right?
Exactly, yeah. He would not get the reroll ones.
Yeah, but I still need to.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Need to start hitting things. Okay.
This will be an interesting one. This is very much dice rolls now because I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Let me pull up the. So, is there the voice of command? Is there anything worth giving to the Bulgrin?
Let's see where Bring It Down is. Because Bring It Down, if it works for any of their attacks.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
No, it's just end of phase, so it'll only be shooting. Probably not for here.
Okay.
You could do fall back and shoot with these guys again, which probably is honestly not a bad idea.
Yeah, but they're out of 6 inches, so I can't really do anything.
Well, you still have your movement, so it's if you want to get closer or not, because you haven't moved any of these guys yet, so that's up to you. There's no reason not to move the Bulgrin to try to take out the Meganob, because if you don't, he will.
Yeah.
If you don't, he will.
Yeah, I might as well get the first.
The first punches, yeah. And that way he doesn't charge and do mortals to you, because you don't really have a defense against that. So you just need to make sure you're outside an inch, and you're fine.
Okay.
And then basically you have an unfailable charge. Yeah, it could literally just be 1.1, and you're good.
Okay. Alright. I think I'm good on movement.
Alright, this will be interesting.
Let's see, shooting. So, let's start from the left. I'm going to go ahead and shoot the Sentinel into the Meganob.
Alright.
He's got a 3 and weapon skill 4 up, so...
So you're basically going to need 4s and 4s because he's T6 now on that guy. This war boss is going to be a hero, I have a feeling. So
he needs to be.
4 is the wound. Just don't roll 1s. 1 wound. Your saves are pretty much going to be a 2-up for everything with that armor, unless you fire. Unless he fires a basilisk at you. Yeah, he's good so far.
No problem.
Okay. Moving on. Might as well shoot the pistol off.
Mm-hmm.
Just why not? What is that? That is a 4? 3. Nope.
The other sentinel.
Here is a 4 and 4.
Oh, 2 hits again. 4 is the wound. 1 wound, a 2-up save. He's okay.
Okay.
He's like you. That one
Bouncing off my
is
chest.
like, I should have done everything myself.
Eating it. What are those bikers for?
Let's see. Let's get the heavy weapons into the mega knob. So that's 1, 2, 3. It's 9.
9 shots. Yeah. Yeah.
4.
9 shots. You don't have the rerolls because they moved. Because they're infantry and they move, they now hit a worse ballistic skill. Because infantry, when they move with a heavy weapon, suffer a penalty.
Okay, so they're 5.
So they're 5 to hit. Yeah. It's still not bad though.
Right.
Force wound.
Force wound.
1 wound at AP1, so you need your 3-up save on your boy. Nope, he's down to 1, unless you want to reroll it.
Yeah, I'll re-roll it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're down to, oh, sorry, gotcha. Down to 2.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
Yeah, that box would be a pain. It's cursed!
It just like drops when I try to just do a regular.
Yeah, it's because the server doesn't clump up models. Okay, well,
Yikes. Womp womp.
he's down to 1.
Curse board. Curse board.
Alright, and then you have the
Alright.
Basilisk. So the Basilisk doesn't, when you have multiple guns on the model, you don't have to shoot all the guns at one thing. So you can fire the cannon at one thing, and then the bolters at another thing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna shoot the cannon at the mega knob.
Okay.
And the bolter at the. Or the cannon at the war boss. Yeah, the cannon at the war boss, the bolter at this mega knob.
That makes sense.
So which one do I need to start with?
It's up to you which one you start with.
Okay, so let's start with the bolter, which is a 3, heavy
Yep.
3.
Heavy 3.
My faith is my shield!
3
Thank you so
shots,
much for following
and
Draka.
6 up.
If a name like Draka, you better be an Orcs lover. So 1 hit, because plus skill is 4.
Okay. And then the toughness is, what's he at?
T5, so you need force wounds.
5 forced wound. Alright, come on.
You do have a CP reroll.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use a CP reroll for that.
Wounds. You need a 3-up save on your Mega Knob. Can you do it?
Can I put it in the box? Nope.
He's in.
There we go.
The Mega Knob is gone.
Okay, now.
Pretty awful rolling on this save. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Pretty terrible.
Not the Orcs day.
No. So now a cannon into the war boss, which honestly
Okay,
is
and
probably your best bet.
A D6.
2d6.
2d6.
Pick the highest. 6 shots. Okay. You're not at -1 to hit here. You're hitting on 4s.
4s.
Oh no!
Not good.
All right. It is a 3 to wound
Alright.
because your strength is 9. Oh gosh. Okay. That's not what
that
you
was
wanted to
useful.
see. Oh.
Okay. Well, I am out of shooting.
Yeah. Well, you still got your charge phase with your Bulgrin, which
Wait, jump.
may or may not go
sorry.
well.
Alright, well, might as well.
Yeah. It can't really fail. So just if you
Yeah,
want to
no,
see
so
how
let's
far
go
you can
ahead
get
and-
with them.
What we can do.
7. So you could kind of try to surround them if you wanted to. Oh, this is gonna be brutal combat. This will be interesting. This is gonna go.
If there's any chance for me to come back, it is on this
Yeah,
fight.
This fight is everything.
All right, let's see. So I have
The war boss against everything. Oh my
let's
gosh.
see, this is going to be a bunch going on here. So we got.
So you got +1 to your charge. They fell back, so they can't charge. So it's basically just a bull run. So you get +1 attack for the charge because you have avalanche and bustle on those guys. So they're 4 attacks each, and then 5 attacks for your leader. So that's going to be a total of 13 attacks.
Okay, right, 11.
You have you hit on 3s.
So see what we can do.
It's a good start. And you're wounding on 3s because he is toughness 6, but you're still strength 7. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So the thing is, though, you have that armor. So even though it's AP 1, you still get +1 to your save. So you still have 2 ups on the Mega Nub.
Geez, do you hit all those?
Yes, those are all the wounds.
Yeah.
What in the world? All right, 2 up.
2 ups, but you have 7 wounds as well. Oh no!
Fine. They hit him and he rings like a bell, but he smiles.
Oh, even at a 3 up, that was a disgusting roll.
Oh man.
Even if it
I
was
needed that so bad.
Oh, you really did. Even though it's your 4 up invuln, that was a disgusting roll. Oh my god.
He ain't come to play. He's mad.
So he's the only thing else in combat, so you get your attack backs with him. So you would have.
Cool. So I get 5 attacks, but I get +1 because might is right.
Yeah.
Or yeah, might is right. So 6 attacks, 2
6,
up.
Yep, 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. Oh wait. Oh, hold on. I think we forgot his Wog attack too. You would have 7 attacks. Because he gets the Wog.
Because the turn hasn't ended, right?
Yeah. And he gets the Wog. I believe.
I'll take it. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see why not. Orcs and core and characters, yeah.
All right, 1 miss.
One miss.
Damaging on, what is it?
Your
Strength is
10. They are toughness 5, so it is still 2s. All right.
and then AP -3.
It's AP 3, so you have the 2 up saves, so you go to 5 up saves. So you need 5 ups.
All right.
You need his roll. Okay, actually, that's not terrible though, because you lose the guy who was at 1 wound, so that's 1. And then it takes 2 more dice to kill another. So you still have the bonehead left at 1 wound left.
So wait, the kill 2?
Yes, they're 2 damage each, if I remember correctly.
Damage, and then he's down to
1 left.
1 left.
So actually, that roll did save your bacon a little bit.
Definitely saved a little.
Yeah.
That is actually quite huge, the fact that he's still stuck in combat. As long as you don't fail morale. Actually, I don't think you can. No, he can't because he only lost 2.
Yeah, they're
correct. Yeah, he's good.
Leadership 8.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
What a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although the boss Tom here is dead, so that's a pretty big deal too. This is wow. Okay. All right. This is battle round 4. Battle round 4. You still hold 2 objectives.
Right. So what's it? Charge.
And you get 2 more for banners.
Banners. Yeah.
So this will be I think the determining turn. Fire smoke, the bayonets didn't work.
No,
One more.
The bayonets didn't work at all.
There you go. Okay, cool. So nothing I can really do for command. Movement. So fallback means I can move my normal movement, which I think is 5 inches, and I can move in any direction where I'm not impaired, right?
Yes, and with your army rule, you can decide to fall back and charge if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall back to here. Honestly, I'm not moving those guys because I mean I can move them a little, but I want to hold those objectives because that's how you win the game.
Yes. Although I do think you probably just want to try to charge him.
So I got a question. So I'll move these guys up and make like a little line.
Yes.
So then, I guess 3 inches would just be like right here. Oh, I gotta like think and move at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So you probably want to charge.
So charging would be okay. So this closest guy to the guardsman.
Yes. If you only charge
That's
the
4.9,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to -2 because of the the difficult terrain.
Right.
So let's say I make that charge. Does that mean that orc in the far back just like slingshots through time and space to get into combat?
He would have to move whatever your charge roll is, so he gets stuck wherever your charge distance is.
So all of them have to move forward that charge distance.
They don't have to move that forward. However, you could try to keep them there. However, you get so little attacks in at that point, that's probably not worth it. And then
I know
if you don't kill enough or tag enough, then your coherency becomes an absolute nightmare once you start shooting you. So
yeah, so I think I just kind of have to chill out here and just hold that objectives. So that means 2 orc boys have just been sitting in the back taking shots.
Although, if you end up making that charge, it's probably worth it to abandon that because orc boys have objectives secured, and these guys do not. So, assuming that you kill the guardsmen, who have
that would turn over.
Then yeah, then it turns over to you.
Cool. So then I'll switch the phase. No, second.
And
shooting phase. So, I'll just go ahead and shoot the orc boys with Slugga and Choppa at the heavy weapons team.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just the 4, and I think the boss knob has one too, right?
Yes. I think you have more than that. For the heavy weapons team, sorry, yes. Yeah, just
yeah. 5. So it's just the 4 plus 1, so that's 5.
5.
And they're all in the terrain, so it stays 5 up.
Yeah, so it stays 5 up. Just 2 hits.
Damaging on.
Freeze the wound. Just 1.
Alright, it's 1-3.
Alright, and a save of 5 up.
Nice. They're
Save.
fine.
That was a good save.
The
Nice.
heavy weapons team has also been doing a lot of work.
Alright, so then War Boss will be shooting the big shooter.
You either decide to fall back and shoot or fall back and charge. So which would you
That's right. Not shooting then. I'd rather charge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, that's definitely way more important. Charge. All right, boys. So I'm charging your commander.
All right, needs a 3.
Okay, so that change, well, I don't know if that's worth doing. Once
you could Overwatch.
I was wondering if I should do the change the attack order if he charges, just to get the first attack, but I don't know.
That's only in the shooting phase too. Yeah, that's only in the shooting phase. Now you could Overwatch because he's dead.
Yeah. I might as well.
If you Overwatch with the plasma pistol and overcharge, you have a chance of actually wounding him. However, if you roll a 1, he dies. However, if you roll a 1 and he dies, he doesn't have a charge target anymore, so he just kind of stuck there.
Yeah.
I think this is a great opportunity to see some funny happen.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
That said,
let's see it, bud. Bring it on.
You now stood still for the turn, so you are re-rolling 1, so you can he doesn't hit. It was close. It was close.
All right. Dang, I was hoping you were gonna blow up.
Overwatch requires you to hit on 6s.
Yeah.
At least he didn't blow up.
That's you kind of wanted him to blow up.
I kind of did.
Nah, I want to take shots at him. I want this. All right, cool. So charge distance.
You do nothing basically.
Yeah, that's fine.
I believe we're out of the WOG stage, so it should just be your 6 attacks now. If I'm getting WOG right, I don't know if I am.
Yeah, I don't think I have WOG anymore. Those were 2 phases already done, and this is so he's just normal boy. But he gets in.
You definitely get in.
And then I'm gonna use the crush and armor.
Yeah, so to see if you do mortal wounds, so roll at 2 or more. You do, so D3.
D3.
So
just 1 mortal wound.
That's just 1. Yeah.
Did you have any other charges?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do Orc Boys into Guardsmen.
Alright, so At the -2.
5 inches -2 needs a 7.
It'd be 4 inches because you were 4.9. So it's 6.
Oh, okay.
6. Nope. Sorry.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
so 7. If I choose to do here we go, I have to take that even if it's worse, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'd rather just get in there. So I got a 7, so they can move up 5 inches total because of the difficult terrain, right?
So they can't. Anyone who it has to go through the difficult. Yes. Anyone who's not going.
They're all going to have to go through there. You know what I mean?
Yes. So, like your back guy would probably not. Would just need 7 to make it to the woods. So. The only thing you're going to have to be aware of is you probably want to actually move him first. So you know where he ends up for coherency.
Oh, sure.
Because 7 inches is not much. Yeah, so there you go. You're probably not going to have enough. You might with islands and consolidates. You might have enough to steal the objective. It's hard to tell. Yeah, maybe. I'll explain that when we get to it.
I'm going to take advantage of that 7 here coming on the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think you will. We'll see.
That's the best I can do. And then do I lose that flag or does the flag stay there?
Flag stays there. So banner stays there until it's removed by an enemy.
But I don't hold the objective for the sake of the beginning of my next turn.
Right. So you need to try to either steal from him or remove him from him, basically. Which
goodness gracious.
We'll see if you have the movement to do it.
So then
that's
next phase.
Whoever want to activate first. He can't interrupt, but you're probably not really worried about that happening between either units. So the way consolidates work is you have to move to the closest enemy model. So this guy would have to move 3 inches towards this direction. If you end up...
And that happens... Yeah.
So you do pile-ins first, then fight, then consolidates. So if you manage to kill this unit, and you don't have to worry about the movement penalty for the consolidates. So you could move your 3 inches to get right there. And then... hopefully you kill that squad. If you don't kill that squad, something horrible happened, and then, you know.
So all of them pile in, even the guys in the far back? Like, I just sort of do that whole movement? Oh.
Everyone gets 3 inches.
And it's towards the closest, so this guy's going to have to drag that way. This guy has to drag.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you can't kind of, like, go around as long as that's still the closest model. You just can't switch what the closest model is, basically.
And then difficult terrain, does that do anything?
Not for the consolidates and pile-ins. Consolidates, pile-ins. No, you're good.
I'll take it.
So, like, 5 phase is pretty crazy in terms of, like, if you get charges off and use your consolidates and pile-ins pretty well, that's for, like, a big boost.
It's a lot of movement around.
Yes, it's a lot of big boost to movement. It can really change the game. That's why combat units are pretty good. Like, Bulgrin right now are just, like, a really solid Astra unit because of how they just tank things for you, but also can charge and get that movement for you because your guardsmen don't really want to be in combat.
Yeah, I think some of the Orc clans give you a 6-inch pile-in and consolidate or something. Yes. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, cool. So then I have to choose which unit I want to attack with, right? Either I'd start with the Orc boys or I'd start with the Meganov.
Since you already did their pile-ins, you'd have to activate them first because it's activation, pile-ins, fight, consolidate. So you choose which unit to activate after your charge phase. So
I activated them, which then triggers the pile-in, which then triggers the fight and attacking, which then would trigger if they die a consolidate. Yes, that's exactly. The flow.
Yes.
Cool. Then
you still get your consolidates. It's just, are you going to have to consolidate towards the guardsman, or are you going to have to consolidate? Because he could just keep this one guy alive. Which
would throw a wrench in it, yeah.
Yes, which would throw a wrench in your plan, exactly.
So how many attacks do I get with this blob of orcs?
So it's only within half an inch of an inch. So these 3, your big knob, and then it looks like you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal dudes and your boss knob. So your boss knob is a totally different weapon, so you'll have to do the normal dudes first, unless you want to also use the.
So how would that work? Because if I use boss knob and then wipe out the front guys, that would get some of my guys out of range, right?
No, all the fight.
Then would they consolidate?
All the damage and attacks happen at the same time. This is a different.
So what would be the best one, the boss knob, or would it be the boys? What do you think?
It doesn't really matter because both of them will hit them.
Okay.
You'll just have to see.
All right, let's do the boys first. So you said 5 boys, they get 2 attacks. Choppas give them +1, so I have 3 attacks each. Times 5 is 15.
Yep, 15
Weapon skills 3.
Yep.
And then, but Choppas give -1 or no?
They're
no,
AP1.
they just have 1 attack.
They get +1 attack at AP1. You are looking at 15 attacks hitting on 3s, and then their strength is 4, so wounding on 3s. Alright, so like, yeah, they could possibly do it. So you get 6 up saves on your guardsmen, so you would need to make 7 6-up saves. No, that would do it.
So that wipes all the guardsmen.
Yeah. Yep.
It's all of them.
And then you should be able to pile in now to get the orcs to touch the heavy weapons.
3 inches.
Yes. Which would, as long as they live, which the heavy weapons team does get to attack, should you'll at least deny the objective, assuming some miracle attacks don't happen out of the guardsmen there.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll probably lose the boys on next turn, but they've done their job. You've denied the primary turn.
Yeah,
That's
for
all
sure.
I need to do.
And then, so what about happens to his flag now? Do I have to use
flag,
an action to turn it, or does it go away because my guys are now in there?
Because
and
you
we
now
have
control
offset?
the objective. Yes, it would happen at the end though, so we have to see what happens with the combat and everything.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure I'm aware of all the moving pieces of Warhammer 40k.
There is a lot.
Cool. So then that's those boys, and then because my boss charged, does he fight next?
He would fight next unless Hammer wanted to interrupt. Your company commander doesn't really have a combat profile, so you probably don't want to spend the CP to interrupt. It's not really worth it.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much not
He's
going to do so well.
He should be toast, but I've seen weirder things in this game.
Yeah. All right, so War Boss then will go. He gets 5 attacks, but +1 because might is right, so he's getting 6 attacks.
Yep, 6 attacks. You hit on 2s, and it should be wounding on 2s. However, he has a 5-up invuln, so he does get some saves. Alright, so 1 fail, so you need 5 saves on your 5-up. No, so close! If only it was a 4-up!
Yeah. Oh well.
You would have lived. Oh, that was so close. Now you can pile into the Sentinel if you'd like. The Sentinel would get to attack you, but then you're preventing it from shooting other things, and you're just kind of tagging it. All right, and now you do get attack back, Hammer. So you get your heavy weapons team into the Orc boys, and then you would get to attack with the Sentinel into the War Boss.
Okay, so they are 4 ups.
Yeah, they're kind of weird. So technically there's 2 models in each, so they're 2 attacks each. You can easily just move this guy slightly, get this guy slightly forward, and get both guys into hit because it's just within that half
so
inch.
then there's 2 each, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's 6.
So 6 attacks, yeah. 6 attacks, hitting on 4s, wounding on 5s, 6. You know, actually really not terrible for guys who are supposed to be shooting. Okay, well, unless you roll like that. Yeah, so, well, they will live. So, yeah, the banner is down.
And then the Sentinel gets, what does he do?
I think it's 3 attacks, actually. Oh, no, it's just 1 on that one.
1 on a 4.
1 on the 4. You're basically stomping him. No.
And he doesn't do anything. All right.
So no morale to do. So it just comes down to your turn. You would get 5 for the primary still, and you still get 1 banner. So yeah, this will be a very telling turn. If you can't wipe these boards out, you're pretty screwed.
Yeah. I'm gonna think how to do this even.
So, what'll probably have to happen is you'll have to follow these heavy weapon teams back so the Basilisk can just totally unload on the boys.
Yeah.
Because you'll get blast going into the boys, so you'll still have a minimum of 3 shots. Everything you get through will kill someone.
Yeah, and then probably follow him.
You might want to keep him there, actually.
Just to tie up the... Yeah, that would keep him tied up, though, so he can't.
Hopefully they'll live, but if you fall him back, you can't shoot, so at least here you can shoot. And then, yeah, tie him up for a little bit. Yeah, every Bulgrin.
I mean, he's not gonna kill him, but if I leave him here, I can.
You
go
could
there,
try to start
charge
moving
it.
forward and go for a charge. It'd be quite a charge. You just want to keep these guys kind of safe and hidden.
Yeah.
If you can make this guy through that charge, I would give you engage though, which could start helping you get some of those points because you got the points for the assassinate, the 4 points there.
All right. So let's see. So let me go ahead and move to movement.
In fact, you probably want to start moving the Sentinel forward and start trying to
yeah, I've been
wipe him off of this back
so.
one, because if you could wipe that squad out, or at least start wiping that squad out.
8. Let's see, 8.
Yep, that'll do it.
Alright, so let's see. Bulgrin can move 6, and then the ruins,
He could walk through the ruins. The only problem is if his base is going to let him have enough movement to do that. The other thing you can think of is if you're worried about clearing enough of these guys, he can go that way and try to help remove those guys in case the Basilisk can't.
Yeah, I might want to try to remove some of them to hopefully get some more points on board. So his was
6-inch movement, yeah. Because these guys can't take out the Sentinel. So as long as your Sentinel can like start removing them and start getting over there, you'll start getting engaged. You'll probably only get about 2 points for it because you're not going to get it this turn.
Okay, and now these, I'm going to have to fall them back.
Unless you want to sacrifice your guardsmen for it.
But if I leave them there, I can't shoot.
Yeah, so you'll need to fall these heavy weapon teams back.
Yeah.
Which means, unfortunately, they can't shoot. Which is basically, in the end, why you want your company commander just kind of babysitting these guys to give them the reroll once the wound and the ability to fall back and shoot.
Oh, so I should have kept him near the heavy weapons.
Yeah, exactly. Realistically, in like a real Astra list nowadays, you probably just have a tank commander instead of a company commander.
Okay.
Because tank commanders do all the same things except for have really good guns.
Oh.
Okay. They're just really hard to fit in the 500-point game because they're like 200 points.
Alright, shooting. So let's go ahead and shoot into them.
Yeah, I actually think
Sentinel.
your guardsmen should be able to get some shots too if you want.
Yeah, I can. Let's go ahead and start with the Sentinel. He's 3.
Yep, so you get 3 shots.
Ballistic, so 4.
But you're shooting a dent, so 5s.
5s.
You got a hit.
1.
3.
Nice.
3 the wound. There's the wound.
Yep.
You have your
6 up t-shirt save.
Yep. So you start save. Yep. All right. So you kill a boy.
Okay.
Start whittling them down. Your Sentinel actually can shoot in combat. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Your Sentinel can shoot in combat. We'll come back to that. But yeah, you got your guardsman.
I got a guardsman.
He'll get a shot.
So they'll get 1 shot.
And he'd be a hero. Hitting on a 5. He didn't move.
No.
So you reroll
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, dang it. Called him a stormtrooper too soon.
Box is evil. No,
he's still a stormtrooper. Get that out of here.
So weirdly enough, your Sentinel hasn't moved either, so he gets the reroll once. He's shooting at the Meganob because he can only shoot into combat.
Right. But he can shoot
boss
in
guy.
combat.
Yeah.
So the way big guns never tire is because it's a heavy weapon, you suffer -1 to hit, but you can still get to shoot basically while you're in combat.
Okay, so he still shoots 3.
So 3 shots hitting on 5s, but rerolling 1s because you haven't moved. Man, that dice box has been just the angriest lately. All right, so you got a hit.
Hey, got it.
A 4 to wound.
Toughness 6 versus, what is it?
Strike 6. So there's a wound.
All right. So then he gets his, does that have AP on it or no?
No, so you got your 2 up save. He is okay. Worth a shot though.
Thanks.
Okay.
Then you got everything. You basically just want to put everything into the boys.
Yeah. So let's see. The bolter is heavy 3.
Yep. So 3
Or
shots.
should I? Yeah. Let me just.
It's all the same.
Roll that first.
All fires happens at the same time anyway, so it doesn't matter how you.
Oh, okay. So let me just go through this real quick.
Yeah.
So we got
You
one.
reroll ones because you haven't moved.
Yeah.
No, not quite. But you got one hit, 3 the wound, 4 the wound because it's toughness 5. Nothing quite yet. Your Earthshaker cannon. The 2d6
so
pick the highest.
2d6.
So 5 shots.
Okay.
And then these are all going into those boys still.
Yep. Hitting all 4s, rerolling once. I reroll the 1. Oh goodness, the rerolls have not been your friend this game.
No, they have not been.
3's the wound.
3's to wound.
2 wounds, and that would just kill 2 boys because AP 3.
Yeah, they just blast off.
But it's a good thing you got your bonehead over there, so he can help out.
Alright, yep.
He can actually, does he have a grenade? Can't remember. He does have a frag if you want to try to throw his frag grenade.
Okay.
Why
so
not?
that is D6 that I throw?
Yeah, D6, it's always going to be, grenades have blast, so even if you roll under a 3, it's still going to be 3. Alright, you got 6 though, so well, sure. He hits on 4s with his grenade.
Yep.
Alright, so 2 hits, and then wounding on 5s and 6s because strength 3 against toughness 5. Nothing quite there.
Oh, nothing there.
Alright, your charge phase.
Alright, yeah, charge. So let's go ahead and do the charge.
I'm going to use Overwatch.
Okay.
Okay.
1 TP, you hit on 6s.
And they just use their normal weapon. They can't, so they just all have pistols. I think they're all in range.
Yep.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 orcs shooting pistols. This should be fun.
And on 6s, you got 1 hit. You need a
All right, I'll take it.
5 or 6 to wound. No.
Can I use a command point here? I don't know if I've done that already.
You have not. You can if you want to.
Hey, if I can get 1 wound through.
Yeah.
No.
Come on, that box is cursed.
Alright. 2d6 charge. You need like a 5 or 4, something super minimal.
I need a
Not
4.
even a 3. You're super in. You got a 9.
Yes, and
It sounds crazy,
alright.
but it may even be worth it to charge in your Basilisk just to get more attacks in. It seems silly, but they're gonna go into him anyway, assuming that the Bulgrin doesn't kill enough.
Let's see, that is, let's see what we got.
Probably about a 4.
4.
Yep.
Maybe even less because their hull. It's to the hull. Yeah, you need a 3. Yeah, definitely.
You're fine.
All right. I mean, you might as well start with the Bulgrin.
Yeah.
If he interrupts, then he will
So
probably.
he gets an extra
attack, so
he gets
5
2
attacks.
or 5.
Yeah, the avalanche of muscle means the charge gives you +1 attack.
Yeah,
so 4
plus
+1
attack.
4 + 1, yeah.
Plus 1. 5.
Hitting on 3s.
Let's see what we do.
Oh, somebody wants. Wounding on 3s because your strength is 7. Oh my goodness, somebody wants. You might as well use a reroll on that one because each they only have a save of 6, so each wound kills an orc. Yeah, so that's 2 that works. Which
alright, so
don't think I have any saves because there's AP -1 and they have a save of 6, right?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it just kills 2 guys there.
Have I lost any orc boys during this turn?
Yes.
It's just I think it was these.
2 so far, yeah. So 4 total.
Yeah, just want to make sure I'm keeping count for when that morale comes.
Yeah. And then
he has a 3. Yeah.
yes, he would get 3 attacks. Unless he wants to interrupt.
6 sucks.
Do you want to interrupt here? Or?
So if I interrupt, then I just choose who I want to attack. Like I could attack the Bulgrin back, or
Yeah, you could split your attacks up.
yeah, I might as well. Because if I lose orc bodies and I get less attacks, I'll be bummed. So I'm gonna spend 2 command points on that.
Yep.
And that means I get to attack first. They're all in range to hit him, right? Or is there a pile in? Does he move 3 inches because of the?
So He doesn't have to. It's up to him if he wants to move.
That makes sense.
But you probably wouldn't, because I mean, yeah, you get more attacks.
No,
So, you only have one guy who is in range of him, and three that are within half an inch.
So the one in range, and then around him the half-inch range. So 4 guys get to attack.
2, because this guy's only within 0.6, so it's only 2 extra guys, so you get 3 into him.
And then remind me, so what's the range from this front one, or to attack? It's
it is 1 inch.
1 inch. So it's 1 inch from that model,
out.
and so if that one guy was in though, and
Yeah.
all those other ones were half an inch around, that would have been a huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now the problem is,
So one guy,
because of the tank, if you pile in, these guys have to go this way. So with your pile-ins, you would actually lose out on attack. So that's actually probably your best attack profile. You will want to probably pile him with the boss knob, because right now he's not in range of anything. Yeah. So
that's after I do this attack, right?
You do pile-ins first, then attacks and consolidates. So these guys you could pile in that way, because you know they can't attack the orc boss anyway. And then it's just what you want to do with this one guy, because he's going to be closer to that guy. So yeah, so you'll get maybe one more attack in. Yeah, so you get one more of these guys in. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 boys into the Fulgrim, and then the boss knob and the orc boy chop it into the Basilisk.
Alrighty, so then do I have to choose who I'm attacking first for the order?
No, it doesn't.
But it's
matter.
just like, it's because it's my whole thing going right now. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So then let's just do the 4 into the Fulgrim. I get 3 attacks each. So 3 times 4 is 12 on 3 up.
12 attacks, yeah. And then he is actually toughness 5, so you need 5s and 6s here. Wow!
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh my goodness! Those are all
right.
3 up saves.
Maybe I can get lucky.
You do have CP. You might as well.
Yeah, I might as well. I got a lot.
Is it?
Let's see.
Hey!
Oh, yeah.
Dang. Close. Okay, cool.
What a heavy Fulgrim boy!
That's crazy. So then I get 3 plus 4, 7 attacks on the Basilisk.
Yes. You'll do those differently, go, because the boss knob has a big chop.
That's right. That's right.
Right. Yeah. So nothing there. It's D8. Okay, so the boys are motivated.
So the boss knob.
Yeah.
Yeah, boss knob goes through. And then what's the toughness there? What do I need?
You still need 5. Is it toughness 7 or toughness 8? None of those will wound anyway. Oh no, it's toughness 6.
They just hit him like a tin can.
There's 1 wound. It's toughness 6. It's a little bit less than I thought it was.
Okay.
So 1 wound. It is only AP1 though, so you got a 4 up save.
Save. Let's see.
That box.
Yep.
Hey, he's fine. Alright, so you get 3 attacks back. Tanks only hit on 6s, but you know, it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
I can't believe that Fulgrim lived. That's insane.
That's amazing.
I gotta say, my war boss has been getting some good rolls though, so I digress.
one hit, and then you're probably wounding on the 3 because you're strength 3, strength 6. Sorry.
So 3s.
Yeah, it's a wound, so a 6 up save. You run over a boy. A boy has been run over.
I choose which one I get though, right?
Yeah, you can choose which one goes out. All right. That's now you get your war boss into the Sentinel. You got your 6 attacks with the war boss.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, if we were using the core rulebook stratagems, we should have used some of them. Like Crush Them would have helped a lot. But then the orcs would have also, you know, also dominated. Oh, excuse me. Oh my good lord, all those 6s.
Cool.
All right. So then
you would have 6 up saves because you have a a 3-up save, so it's AP3. Wow, that was pretty good. It was just under enough, unfortunately, because it's 2 damage each.
So it was 2.
Yeah. Oh man,
yeah.
that's literally just enough.
That was close.
But do you blow up?
Yeah, let's see.
On a 6, you blow up.
Oh,
You don't blow up.
no. Okay. All right.
All right. There is a few morales to do actually, because the Orks lost.
Yeah.
Did they lose 2 here? I can't remember my grade squad. They just lost
Or-
1. That's right. So this squad only lost 1. This squad lost a ton.
Lost 5.
So
5. I need to roll like a 1.
Yeah.
yeah, yes, pretty much. 1 or 2 because 2 would equal 2. Oh, okay.
Wow.
They staying in, boys.
They did it.
Boys.
Alrighty. That's pretty much it.
I'm gonna step away for like 1 second.
You're
or
good.
a couple seconds.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, you gotta do your movement anyway. So you end of turn 5. You still hold. You basically hold more. You got the 15 points for your primary.
There
2
we
for
go. And then-
banner. And yeah, I don't.
All right. I mean,
I don't think you can lose at this point.
yeah, I was gonna say, and then I don't need to worry about my objective, so I can actually just take those orc boys with shooters and like fully move them up now, right?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and just start moving that up. So movement 5, but they're through toughness or difficult.
That turned around quite quick.
That was wild. I was so disgruntled by those war bikes, just doing nothing.
Absolutely
But the
nothing.
war boss came back for me.
The war boss on his own has done enough this game.
Yeah, that is insanity. Absolute insanity. I guess like if I was really gonna try and deny him points, I would just move the war boss to those sergeants and try and get him off that point.
This is
the only thing I think I can do.
This is a toned down war boss, by the way.
Jeez.
This is not even what you could max out with a war boss. This is a toned down.
That's
war
insane.
boss.
I think so for the orc boys that are just engaged with the basilisk, can I like rotate them around to get them away from the ball ground a little?
No, because either way, if you tried to move in your movement phase, it would become a fallback. If you can't move outside an inch, then you are stuck. And your pilots
Okay.
would still have to go into the
Yes.
basilisk because it's closer for your other guys.
So because that ball ground is within 1 inch of that orc boy, I can't then shoot with my war boss into the ball ground.
You're correct because he's in the Balgrin and everyone's in combat, so you couldn't shoot at them. Now the pistols could shoot in combat. You could shoot the pistols. They're probably not going to do anything, but you could do it.
I mean, at this point, might as well. Okay, so so that was my movement phase, and then comes I don't have any psychic, so movement psychic, and then shooting phase. So then I'll just use the pistols, and I'll just try and get rid of that dang Balgrin.
Yeah, now I'm just waiting for him to come back.
So 5 pistols. Yeah, okay, that's fine. You can't throw a grenade because he's too close. That's fine. Could I have like 4 orc boys shoot pistols at the ball ground and then have 1 throw a grenade at the heavy weapons team?
The pistols only go into the things you're in combat with. Otherwise, you can't usually shoot. So you can't throw a grenade.
I see what you're saying because they're stuck in. They're in combat, so they can't then. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the ridiculous war trike war boss is absurd. And then the what's it called? The truck, the war boss on truck, I think it is, or truck bike or something like that. Has ramshackle, which is disgusting as a rule. It's -1 damage for anything strength 8 under strength 8 shooting at.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so the truck is like 8 wounds. It's got like a power claw. I think there's a relic power claw you can take too. And then there's a warlord trait that is if something doesn't make it to the damage set, you just get to roll another attack one more time. So you could roll like 6-7 attacks. They save 3, but then you would just be like, okay, I'm gonna roll these 3 again. It's like, oh, that's gross. That's disgusting. And then the power claw is like, what, a 3 damage weapon now, I think. So good. It's so gross. It's so gross. Warboss
I can't even
so
imagine because this guy's already insane as it is, let alone like in a more souped up version.
He's just on foot. He's just having a great time. They have like a slightly worse save, I think, the truck. That's about
Okay, sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so I moved, and currently the orc boys with the sluggers are going to shoot 5 pistol shots into the Bulgrin.
Yes.
So I'm sick of them.
Okay.
We're just saying pistols you can shoot into combat that just can't go anywhere else. So 2 hits.
Okay.
And then you would need 5s and 6s. Another
8, 9.
wounds.
That's fine. And then I guess I'll go ahead and use the Mega Knob not War Boss, and I'll shoot the big shooter into the. Let me see something real quick. So that 3 inches. If I kill the sergeant and the guardsman, his armored sentinel is still within that 3 inches, which means it's his.
Correct.
Correct. Okay.
Now, second player scores at the end of turn 2, so he still has movement potential as well to try to steal back an objective or deny you off objectives. There is a way, if everything goes right, for him to score hold more next turn. Everything has to go right.
All right, I think I'll go ahead and for shooting, I'll shoot the orc boys with shooters at that armored sentinel.
Yeah, might as well.
Unfortunately, nothing is in Daka range, but they're all in the woods, so I get 2 shots each.
And then take a
14.
pistol on your knob. And it's all the same.
Oh, that's right. So that's right. Okay, cool. So there's 6 times 2 is 12.
So 13
So
shots, basically, because they're all the same profile.
Right. Sure, 13.
Yeah, because they're all strength 4, AP 0 damage 1. Alright, so 5 hits, 5s and 6s to wound here. Nothing there. Alright, you got your Mega Knob, unless you want to try to charge.
I can. Oh, yeah, because you can't do that, and he can't shoot and charge.
You can shoot and charge. You just can't. With your army straight, you couldn't fall back and shoot and charge. It's either fall back and shoot or fall back and charge. Since you didn't fall back this turn, you just killed the thing and walked away.
So then I think I'll actually I'll shoot into the heavy weapon seam.
Yeah, why not?
And I think I'm in the Daka range, so I get 5 shots, 5 up.
4 up because you have a Grot Gunner.
That's right. Thank you.
And then it should be 3 wound. And then you have 2 5-up saves on the heavy weapon team.
Let's see how to do.
So the one guy who's been surviving forever on 1 wound, unless you want to re-roll it, is dead.
What do I have? I have
Plenty
2.
of CP. You might as well.
Yeah, let's see if we can keep him alive.
No,
hold on. So off you go.
Alrighty.
Okay.
And charge phase.
Charge phase. Those guys can't move. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use Mega Knob into the sergeant and guardsman.
That makes sense. You need like a 3. Not even. Okay.
I'll take it. It's enough. I'll take it.
That's enough.
And let's just tee off on these guys.
So it would be chargers first, and then he gets to activate, and then you get to activate.
That's right. And then I only have 1 command point. It needs to switch turns, but I got 1 command point, and I can't even use that to interrupt.
Yeah.
So charge in first.
Yeah, you can only use the interrupt too as when it's not your turn. So.
Oh, interesting. When it's not your turn, you can do the interrupt. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
So I get 5, but I get +1 because might is right. So I get 6 attacks. Whoa.
Oh!
All right.
It's 2s to kill. Okay, they are dead.
All right, there we go. All right, I was about to say.
Well, he's done his job. He's just getting tired.
I was War Boss getting tired, swinging a miss.
All right, so you would get to activate your Balgrin first. Hammer.
Okay.
So you definitely want to activate him first. Now he didn't charge this turn. I wouldn't get closer because so he doesn't get more models in to attack your Balgrin in case he lives again.
So, quick question now with this command point that my War Boss is on. how does that work? Because he has a unit within the 3 inches as well.
So now you're contesting, which means no one holds it. But he scores at the bottom turn too, so he has a chance to kill your war boss. It's unlikely.
Yes.
But if he kills your war boss, or because not holding that one anymore, if you could just figure out a way to hold like one more objective than you, then he would get his 10 points. It'll be tricky for him to do that, but it's possible.
Yeah. All right.
Alright, so you would get 4 attacks because you're
4 attacks.
Yeah, didn't charge this turn. Hitting on 3s and then 3s to kill. Kinda need this to go in your favor.
Yeah, I need 1 too.
No, not quite what you want.
Exactly.
Save it for the wounds, or if you want to reroll it. Okay.
Not good.
Now you want to spend it at least to try to kill a boy.
Yeah. Yeah, let's spend 1.
Okay, so we kill a boy.
Alright.
Yeah, that is not the roll you wanted.
No. And then the Basilisk.
He would get to activate now, so his boys get to go.
Okay.
So yeah, it just is my turn in general. Okay, so then I guess I only attack with 3 on the Basilisk because that Orc boy is not. Do I get to pile in at this point, or
you do? But you would have to go to the Basilisk because they're closer. Now this guy could get closer to the Bonehead because he's closer, but that's not really going to help you get more attacks into the Bonehead.
Yeah, so it has to be towards the closest opponent, which is the Balgrin, if I choose to.
Yeah.
Which means that these 3 Orc boy, or the 3 in front on the Basilisk, and then that other one doesn't join. So I'll just leave him there, which means he doesn't attack anyone this turn. I'll do the Orc boy.
Oh yeah, he's slightly out, isn't he? Yeah.
Slightly out. Yeah, and I'm not going to go into that by his loans himself. So then I can just, all the melee attacks are the same profile. Oh no, they're not, because Boss Knob has something different. So then Orc boys, I'll take 2 plus 1 for Choppa, so 6 attacks on the Basilisk.
Yep.
Weapon skill is 2 up, right? So good amount.
3 up, but yes.
Wounding on
5s. 2 wounds at AP1, so you got 2 4-up saves on your Basilisk.
What did I say is 4. It's 4 up or 3 up?
4 up because AP1.
Oh yeah.
AP1 of the Choppa.
That's right.
Oh, 2 damage.
Ooh,
okay.
Good.
You don't bracket until about 6, so you should be fine. Unless his Boss Knob rolls like some sort of psychopath. So
Alright, so then he counters.
He still has to roll his Boss Knob because it's all 1 attack sequence.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Sorry about that. Boss Knob is a big Choppa. That gives you plus 1 attack as well, right? Or no?
No, that one is not plus attack. That one just does better damage.
I'll take it. So 3 attacks.
3 attacks. Hitting all 3s. Okay. And wounding on the 3.
Oh, because it's -1 to attack, or wait?
No, your weapon skills.
Oh, weapon skills 3 up. Oh, okay, cool.
Usually only characters have a 2 up. Usually. Nothing there. So now your Basilisk gets to do 3 attacks.
3.
Hitting on 6s. Can you run another guy over?
Let's see.
Yup. Okay.
2.
To 3. 3's a wound because your test strength is 6.
Wound, yeah.
One wound.
1.
Yeah, so 6 up save, no AP here. No, it kills another boy. Okay, well that's weird.
Wished.
So 2 boys died. Which means actually you could fail leadership on A6. And then that would be the end of your turn. So do you fail leadership on A6? No.
They're fine.
All right. Oof. All right. There.
So the defensible flag, because it's contested, no one owns it, but that means the flag gets taken down at least, or does it stay up until I take it over?
I gotta double check that one. Not sure. I don't usually do.
And then Hammer, if you can hit the fight phase, I'll skip into Feint 5, and then I can zone through it to get to your turn.
It is controls, so yes, you would have to get control of it. So you still get one for banner. And you score your province at the end of the turn, which gives you a possibility at least to score pretty high, but it's unlikely that you can take the game unless you perform some sort of insane miracle.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I can do here.
So it's always kind of good to play it out just to see what you can do and you can't do. Realistically speaking, the problem is trying to control another objective. Because your Earthshaker cannon can't shoot out, so you could try to fire the heavy bolter in, kill those guys with an absurd sum of luck, and then you can always target your Earthshaker out. So blast weapons can't shoot into combat, heavy weapons can, assault weapons can. So you could shoot the heavy bolters in, try to wipe out that squad, then target, like, say, the Mega Knob with the Earthshaker cannon, and then you possibly could kill the Mega Knob, and then basically take the objective back. You could just basically try to attempt to get the Bulgrin to it. So he's got a 6-inch move. So if you just advanced and got like a 3, you'd be able to get him in range and then just steal that objective back. That's probably your best move. And then if you move, you could get your secondary points, at least 2 points for engage, by moving this Sentinel this way. But the problem is if you move the Sentinel this way, you would lose the objective to the Balsam.
Yeah.
You could go for like a Hail Mary charge and try to get behind here. If you got behind there, you might, you're probably not going to be close enough.
No, I'm not going to be able to do that.
So yeah, you could at least, there is a way for you to score 15. It's just everything has to go right, basically. Scoring 15 on the primaries wouldn't put you that far behind, but you're just probably not going to get engaged this turn. Yeah, you would get about 58 points, I would assume.
Yeah, I think I don't think I can win this one.
Yeah, it is not, I don't think it's possible to win. You just could score, I guess, 4-15 to see what happens. But that's up to you.
I mean, I'll try to see if I can get these 2 objectives to see what we can do it.
It's a good learning thing to do, is just play out, even if you know you're going to lose, just play out to see what you can score, to learn what you can do, because some games where you're pretty sure you're going to lose, you end up being like, oh, actually, I could win this. So the one thing to figure out is what you want to do with your heavy weapons team. That's kind of what's confusing. Your Balgrin could go back, and if you just advance him, you can steal that objective back. That gives you the 15 points for the primary. You can literally just keep your Sentinel there because he's already on the objective. You'd have 2 models on the objective. He'd only have his Mega Knob. The problem is he could then heroic, which would mean he could go into your Bulgrin. The other option is you basically just try to kill the Mega Knob, which is unlikely to happen. But if it does happen, then you could steal the objective back. So you go for like the Bulgrin charge.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think
that's about it. Realistically, you do need to kill these guys, though. So maybe you want the Bulgrin to stay there, move these guys down, try to get some shots on the Mega Knob. Not likely to kill it, but at least that way you can know you can at least score 5. Actually, you would score 10 because you're contesting this, you would hold more.
Okay. All right.
So those what is that? The primary objectives? That's not at the beginning of the turn?
No, for the second player, at the end of turn 5 is when they score primaries. It's usually the beginning.
Oh, wow.
But for player 2, they scored it at the end. It was trying to kind of circumvent how strong going first was, and it's helped a lot.
All right.
Okay, cool. So that's only it's only for player 2, and only at the end of the 5th round is when they score. But every other time, it's the beginning of the round.
Yes.
4 and up.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's interesting. Good to know.
Yeah, so really it's just what you want to do with this heavy weapons team. You probably want to try to keep this Basilisk in combat and try to kill these guys. Because if you do get lucky, kill this squad off, then you get to fire the Earthshaker cannon, which is just worth it. It may just be worth it to keep the Bulgrin here, go for a charge, move these guys down and shoot. I would say that's
I think I'm going to move these.
Probably your best bet.
What was their movement? Their movement was 6.
It's probably your best sequence events. You don't even really need to move the Sentinel at this point. He could just kind of stay there.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put them there. If I leave the Sentinel there, it stays contested and nobody gets the
Exactly, and you're keeping your banner on it, which doesn't really matter anymore, but it's just something to keep in mind that he has to take it from you, not just be contesting.
Then probably just charge.
Yeah, I would just get him within like an inch or like right outside an inch so you can't fail the charge. And then in case the heavy bolters don't kill it, you can at least kill it with the Bulgrin and then take the objective back.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be like slightly further. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Alright, so it's movement.
So the first one I would just see is what happens with the Earthshaker. So you fire the heavy bolter first, and then the only thing you can't target a blast weapon into combat, but you can with a vehicle target something outside. So you could say, all right, I'm going to put the heavy bolter into the Orks, and then I'm going to put the Earthshaker cannon into the Mega Nub.
Okay.
And if you get really lucky, you could kill the Orks. And since your Basilisk hasn't moved this turn, he gets to reroll once.
Okay.
So you're hitting on 5s, but rerolling once.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that then. So that's let's see, that's a 3.
Yep, so 3 shots. Oh, it's so close! It's so close!
Might as well.
Yeah, I mean...
Haven't you already done a command point reroll in the shooting phase, though, or?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Alright, so you got 3 hits. You need 3's the wound still, though. But if they all wound, you are free. Oh, no, 4's the wound. Sorry, 4.
Nope.
No, it was worth a shot.
So 2 of them just get blasted, or do I get a save?
Just one of them gets blasted. It's AP 1. But he only, it's strength 5 against toughness 5, so only 1 wound went through. You can see how good that toughness 5 is. It's so strong. It's so strong. You still have these guys who could fire at the Mega Nub. Might as well. So 6 shots, because they're 3 shots each.
Oh, 3 shots each, or let's see, 24 rapid fire. So what's the... Actually,
oh, that's the las guns. Which you could fire the las gun too if you want.
Probably better to just shoot the
I think they could fire both. I'll check.
They fire both, or is it just one?
Yeah, I don't see anything saying you can. So yeah, fire both.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you get first 6 shots with the heavy bolter, and then I think it's the rapid fire for both. Yeah, rapid fire for both of the las guns too.
So I get 6. So start with the heavy bolter.
Mm-hmm. 5s because you moved with these guys.
Yeah.
And so 2 hits, and then wounding on 5s and 6s because he's a tough boy.
Yeah.
Nothing there. And then you have your 4 shots with your las guns.
Shots.
Because this is basically the guys who are helping man the gun. Okay, no, they're not motivated.
No good. Let's see, and then he has 3.
3 at the Sentinel.
Okay, let's see, what am I hit on?
2 hits.
2.
4 is a wound.
And he is force.
1 wound.
1 wound.
I get a 2 up, yeah?
Yep, 2 up save.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Oh, finally.
First wound he took. Down to 6. And then you have a charge phase with your Bulgrin.
Yep. So we will do the 2d6.
And basically,
you know, he's going to make it anyways, and it doesn't.
Oh,
they
good.
can't.
That's
they
why
can't Overwatch, right?
Not while you're in combat now.
That's right. Okay.
So, and he gets 4.
Yeah, 5 attacks because you charge now.
5. Oh yeah, that's right.
Hitting on 3s, and then wounding on, basically killing on 3s. So yeah, that would wipe the last 2 dudes because AP 1 and 2 damage.
Yep.
So which is big because you at the end of your turn, you still hold that, and that's the only objective basically that anyone controls, because this one's contested. So with that one being controlled, that would give you the 10 points instead of 15 because you only hold 1 instead of 2, and that's pretty much game there.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah, good game. That was that was a good one.
That was a little up and down a bit. I was really concerned at first, but War Boss pulled through.
At the beginning, it was like, oh, maybe I made the orc list too weak, and then I was like, oh no, the war boss hell had suddenly just ripped through half the army. Okay, cool, never mind.
Yeah,
steamrolled.
It is hard to tell with these new armies with the old armies if you made the list strong enough or not. It's pretty wild.
That was fun. That was thank you for your time. Appreciate it, Grandalf and Hammer. That was fun playing against you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sucker, I would say you had a fairly pretty strong handling of what the rules are, so I would say you're probably ready to step up to like 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 point games. You're just gonna want to start really reading through that codex because there's a lot.
I need to pick that up.
There's a lot.
I know. I think I'd say I'd graduated after this, so thank you.
Every single thing in the codex is in that thing I sent you from Wahapedia. So you can you don't even need to pick it up. You just read through that Wahapedia. It'll tell you everything.
Works for me.
There is a lot of stuff in there. You guys just also already have a supplement, so there's just like upgrades and crap you can get for your army as well with speed freaks and all this other stuff. There's custom jobs, there's stratagems, there's like 30 stratagems. So, and you also do have psychers. Orcs have psychers. They have weird boys. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look into. I would say, Hammer, you're pretty close too. You just want to work on getting those profiles down. Maybe play like 1 or 2 more 500-point games until you're comfortable with the core rules. Because that was pretty much it. That's the core rules. There's not much more to them. Most of everything you need to know is on the profiles. It's just knowing the phases, and then once you start getting into like that higher tier play of like the nuances of the 5 phase that you can really do crazy stuff with, and learning about fly and the other keywords that we don't really have here. For Astra, I would say you're gonna go a lot more mech heavy. You're probably gonna have, instead of 1 basilisk, 2 basilisks. And you're probably almost exclusively going to be playing Catachan for now, not Cadia. Catachan's special thing is when you are determining the amount of shots, you can just reroll out the dice for free.
Okay.
So you're a lot more consistent. You have a lot more chance to roll more shots. And then at 12 command points, you also get like a lot more pre-game upgrades you can look for at 2,000 more games. Like, you can have multiple things. You can have one thing with full payload. You can have one thing with like gunners. And you can have more. You get more command points because you have like a way to get more command points per turn. So you're doing more stratagem. So, and then you have Vengeance for KDO, which helps a lot. Which is one of your tanks can just reroll everything. So they can reroll all the hit rolls, all the wound rolls. So you can just blow up a unit with your tanks essentially. So start looking at your core rulebook. Yours is a lot simpler to look through. The only thing to keep in mind is like specialist attachments, I think they're called, or what the vigilance attachments are no longer legal in match play. So when you're looking through there, you'll see the Brood Brothers attachment rule, the specialist attachments, those are no longer in it, I think, in match play. So just keep that one in mind. I think for the orcs too, you can't use the specialist attachments. So that's about it. You guys are great. I didn't really have to do anything today. I just kind of sat and watched.
Pretty fun, just hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out. That was interesting to do. It's giving you guys pointers on like what optimal plays are. It's really easy. That's nice.
Yeah, it definitely helped too. I had a few questions, just like when certain turns are piling in and certain phases that I wasn't sure about. So just having that backup was really helpful. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna use way more buggies. Also, just letting you know that those are fucking stupid. Imagine the Basilisk, except for you get like a 14-inch move with 2 damage mortars, and that is the Squig Buggy, and it's ridiculous. It's
Mental.
ridiculous. Yeah, but yeah, if you're ever looking for game, I would say there's a lot of people who help out with learning games on the looking for game section of the Discord. If you're just trying to get more TTS games in, then usually I see if anyone asks for a learning game, it's picked up in like 5 minutes. So there's a lot of people willing to help.
Yeah, that's been the same for me. It's been really helpful. It's a really good community.
Yeah, it's pretty strong in there. So, Amber, if you're ever wanting to try to just get more learning games in, I would do it that way. And then if you're looking for more like of a narrative thing, Crusade is awesome. Crusade's a great system. So I would look into, I think we're starting a Crusade actually. Malice knows more, but we're going to look for another server Crusade that we'll be starting that will have its own narrative campaign, its own rules, and cool stuff like that as well. So look forward to that. And then if you're a competitive player, look at Alpha League. Which streams tomorrow, I think. There's an Alpha League game tomorrow. I think so. Might be the finals. I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember seeing usually it's Tutelage on Saturdays and then Alpha League Sundays.
Yeah. But thanks, guys. I really appreciate you coming by.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Appreciate it. That was a lot of fun.
Everything and
Yeah, of course. If you ever, I'm usually pretty available if you ever have questions or want me to look at a list and ask if you have questions of legality and stuff like that, or if you're looking for like trying to optimize it. So just shoot me a message.
Yeah, we'll do. Appreciate it. Thanks again, guys. Take care.
Yep.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Take
Good
care,
game.
guys. Good game. Good watch. Weird dice rolls as well.
Good
Again.
wad. Let's go.
Again, dice rolls. So weird. Basilisk doing way less than it should. Every time.
And War Boss doing more for sure.
No, I think that he did exactly what he was supposed to, actually. He just kind of carried the back of his entire team on it. He's just like, no, I'll do it. It's
Pretty
fun.
much.
I gotta do some end of stream plugs, but thank you so much. I appreciate you guys playing.
Take care, all.
All right, take care.
Guys. Alright guys, thank you again so much for coming by. Thank you for watching the Tutelage. Thank you so much for helping with the rules, because good lord, there's a lot of them now. Yeah. I can't remember what was happening next week for the Tutelage game, but if it's either Thousand Suns or more Orcs, I'm gonna need help with all those rules, because there's a ton of them. Who won the prediction? I don't know. I actually don't get to see the predictions. Memeing! Are you there, Memeing? Memeing would know. It was an Orcs win. Or should I say it was a War Boss win? The War Boss won. That's what I'm saying. So if you ever want to catch me, you can catch me at Grandalf, twitch.tv/Grandalf_TS. I am going to try to either get a Grey Knights game tonight or tomorrow. I'm kind of tired today, so it's probably going to be tomorrow. Going to have a relaxing evening. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. Please stop by the 40k TTS Discord. There'll be another Tutelage next week. And I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to hang out if there's any more questions just for a second. Because I also know that I have a horrendous stream delay. Who won? Who won the prediction? Tell me. I did not think it was going to be Orcs after that round 2. I'll say that. I did not think it was going to be Orcs after round 2. I'm looking at chat. Yeah, man, Orcs looked like they were in a dire place. And then the War Boss was like, oh. I can't do an Orc accent. was gonna try. Oh, want something done, do it yourself. That was horrible. That was god awful. Nope, that's why we don't do it. Man, my stream delay is horrible. Good night, Fire Smoke. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna end it here. Good night, everyone.